What's up, guys? It's Jay Zeno here, and we're back with another special episode of the Footy Culture Podcast. We got the regular crew here. We got Dan, we got Dave, we got Chris, we got Matt, but we're joined by a very special guest, CPL footballer, Canadian footballer, Trinidadian footballer, Steffen Yeates. What's good?
What's going on, yo? What's going on? Happy to be here. Excited to talk on the podcast.
What's good?
Yeah, man, excited.
100%. But more importantly, Vaughan excellence. You're a local lad.
For sure.
I love it. So I love to get things started off. We even love asking all our guests, how'd you first get into footy? What was like maybe your earliest memory and what inspired you? Maybe a player that inspired you?
Yeah.
What are your beginnings looking like?
I mean, my memory is not that good, but I remember like when I was mad young, just always following a ball, like again with my dad or whatever. Even like my brother, he played like soccer growing up as well. So I'd say probably my earliest memory was obviously playing for my brother's team. Again, I always played up with him because, again, it was just easier to take two kids to one team than two kids to two. But yeah, again, I just remember playing with my brother's team on Vaughan. And again, just being the smallest guy, but probably the best player, to be honest. Probably. But yeah, again, I just fell in love with soccer pretty early. And again, I just remember the 2006 World Cup when Italy won. Again, I didn't watch that much, obviously. But I just remember when Italy won, I was downtown, like celebrating with that.
Okay,
with the crowd.
College Street.
Being half Italian, yeah. I was on a yellow Hummer.
Damn.
Yeah.
Shouting out the window, celebrating.
Yeah, no, I was going crazy.
Forza Italia.
Fire. So your first club was Vaughan.
Yeah, first club was Vaughan.
2 years old.
Yeah, and then again, like once I kind of got a little bit more into it, that's when I joined the Battle Cats when I was 8. So again, I was playing with my brother from like 6 and 7, and then 8 years old, joined my own team with Vaughan Battle Cats.
Okay, what was that Vaughan experience like? Because obviously we're all Vaughan guys here, local. Yeah. We even see now like Vaughan's producing players that play at the World Cup.
Yeah,
so what are some things you learned at Vaughan? Like what was that system like? How did it kind of grow your game early on?
Nah, I think Vaughan was ahead of its time, to be honest. Like even just joining our team, like the Battle Cats, I feel like we knew we had a special group. And again, I feel like that's why we had like a lot of coaches like coming to watch us train. Some coaches wanted to like join in with your dad, with Tony Spadafora. But no, honestly, again, like I feel like our team was just like we just had like special talent, and we would win games easily. Like we'd coach with top guys like Serge DeLuca. You know, he would come and coach us and help Tony out. But yeah, again, like it was just good memories. Again, we'd basically kill everybody. We'd win Kobe tournament. We'd win, you know, the league usually. So again, I feel like Vaughan, and still is now, it's always been ahead of its time. It's always been like one of the leaders in terms of club football, like around the GTA. So it's been amazing.
100%. And were there any ballers that come to mind that you played with on that squad?
So there's names, you know.
So many.
There's names that still play that, you know, kind of phased out of it. But again, like our team was insane. And we had guys like filter through the team who want to come to our team, but we just had too many players. Like, again, playing with you know, like Alex Spadafora was amazing at the time.
Shout
Who's
out.
that?
Who's that guy, bro?
I just remember the long curly hair. Again, we had guys like Chris Castillo, we had guys
baller.
like Luca Petrasso, Julian Dunn, you know, Daniel Priolo. What else can I name?
Even Andrew Nemhard, who's in the NBA right now.
Yeah, a guy.
You wait, NBA player on the team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
He was on
Bro.
He joined our team like pretty late on, but again, like he was on our team. Like he was doing well for a couple years. Joined TFC Academy when we did. Again, now he's killing the NBA. Shout out to him. And again, we had a lot of guys like Jalen Campbell, guys who went on to university to do big things. So again, that team always had special talent. But again, I think that 2000 age group itself like had like a lot of players just coming and filtering through the team.
Yeah, because we hear about that all the time. Like the 2000 generation in Canada, is that the best generation for ballers?
Again, honestly, I think just if you look at the national team now, like you see the two biggest names are 2000 borns. But again, even just coming up with like while we were playing with the national team, like with U15, U17, even U20s with Canada. Obviously, again, like we failed to qualify for World Cups, which is painful. But again, I feel like even with TFC guys, like that generation was just special. Like you have like a lot of guys who went pro, who signed pro, and again, who just kept with it and like are obviously doing well now. So yeah, honestly, I feel like the 2000 age group is kind of like the special one. They say the golden generation. So yeah, I honestly believe that for
So
sure.
what was in the water with the 2000s? Because like
I don't know,
like
man.
give me some name drops for those that don't know. Who's like 2000 born Canadian baller that just this group is so special?
Again, I'd say like in TFC we had guys like I'll name myself. We had guys like Ayo Akinola, Kulindata Luke, Luca Petrasso, Rocco Romeo, Jordan Faria, Noble Okello, Tariq Muhammad. Who else can I name? Luke Singh, big player as well. Again, we had guys who we didn't play with but played against, like Jonathan David, Alphonso. Again, it's a lot of guys like who weren't even in Europe as well, you know? So again, I don't know, maybe it's just the new century or the new millennium, whatever it is, but again, a lot of special guys on that team, you know? We had even guys like who, like again, don't really play now, but again, were special, like special guys like Afram Georgi, Sebastian, you know? Zabalos, real big goalie in futsal now, but again, they just had like an abundance of talent and guys who, again, would just shine essentially at that age group, or even, again, age groups above. And Gigi Catalano, can't forget him. Big
Your
goalie.
boy, yeah, big
guy,
keep.
yeah.
Who do you
My
think
guy.
was like the most underrated out of that group there?
Underrated, wow.
Like who's not getting the love that they should?
Yeah, or even like maybe who was a guy that like maybe in that age group you didn't think might have was gonna make it pro, or like was not like the star in that time, but
Yeah.
like just did well for themselves. Like you said, underrated.
Yeah, again, I think guys I played with, again, it's tough because we all looked at each other like, yeah, like we're all gonna make it. So, again, I don't want to like undervalue anybody, but again, maybe even guys like at first when I first saw Jonathan David, again, I knew he was talented, but again, he was playing with Gloucester, I think, in Ottawa.
Yeah.
And again, like at the time, we all thought like you have to be an academy guy to like really get that kind of look. But again, I think this going into like the U17 like qualifiers, we kind of saw like, whoa, like he's like a special striker. So like we kind of saw that maybe a little bit later on, and obviously we see what he's doing now. So like he's really killing it. So again, I wouldn't say undervalue anyone, but again, maybe kind of saw a little bit late for sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because like you said, when you have guys either coming from TFC, Montreal, Vancouver, then there's this guy from Ottawa.
Yeah.
Like, yo, he's got to be pretty nice.
No, for sure. Like again, I remember when we were, I think we were 15. We had like a little, again, it was for Canada Soccer, but we had a 4-team tournament essentially, where it was like us, Montreal Impact, Vancouver Whitecaps, and then like the Canada Soccer like gathered like a bunch of like local players. So like guys who play for Vaughan, Gloucester, like you said, or again just like club teams. And obviously again, us usually being like the best academy TFC, like we kind of won all our games, but again, we saw a couple of guys who played on like the Canada Soccer like team. They had Alphonso Davies at the time on that team. Again, he was just wiping down guys.
Oh, so at that age, he was just like cooking.
Again, it's crazy because again, like everyone will tell you, like we had an ID camp. We had that tournament like probably around like April in the spring or May, and we had like an ID camp like whatever 6 months before in October. And Alphonso, that's the first time like we ever met Alphonso. And we just looked at him like, yeah, like again, everyone's like, here's a good player, but like whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then again, like when we saw him come back, I don't know what he was drinking, what he was eating. Because again, I think he moved out to Vancouver early because I think they ID'd him
Yeah.
from that. But I don't know what was going on, what he was eating in that household. But he came down and he was like, whoa, like this guy's just, he was taking the ball. Again, we knew him as a winger. But he would take the ball from, like, it's like Messi like kind of stuff. Like he take the ball from the defender and just dribble.
Damn, bro.
That's crazy.
So that's when we saw him
that.
like, okay, whoa, this guy's going crazy. And then like 2 months later, he went to Vancouver, signed with the second team. So, but yeah, like you'd see like a lot of guys like that who would just surprise you just a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you think about that? Because like you just said, maybe the two biggest players Canada has right now, one's from Edmonton, one's from Ottawa. So not like big cities where the club teams are.
Yeah.
So like, are there ballers that just aren't getting noticed, do you think? Because maybe they're not with a big club, like they don't have the limelight on them.
Mm-hmm. No, for sure. There's probably underground talent everywhere because again, I feel like if I'm being honest now, like going through the academy system and just like seeing everything how it was is you learn like a lot. Like you learn how the game is with academy, and you get a good structure. But I think guys who stay with clubs or like who maybe aren't noticed with clubs, obviously in Ottawa, it's not as big as like the system there. There's not really an academy where you can go to Montreal, you can come to Toronto, but again, it's far out. But again, like even like in Edmonton, like you're not really in a huge type of environment playing out there. And I think like guys like back then too, like again, even though it was 12 years ago, these guys are mostly playing hockey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think in clubs like you can continue to flourish with like the style of like go like express yourself more so. You know what I mean? Whereas in academy you could learn from early. Like we were 14 when we started learning about like structure, like the way the first team plays is how we have to start playing. You know, so I feel like you kind of like lose that a little bit in the academy system where again certain guys still like are allowed to like flourish like that. But again, I think that's kind of like a reason why we saw like Jonathan do what he did, and even Alphonso, like they kind of had that freedom to continue with that club structure. And then again, eventually they like Alphonso went to academy, but again, Jonathan stayed with Ottawa. I think again he for sure had offers. Like we spoke to him, like, "Yo, come to TFC or like why don't you go to Montreal?" He's like, "No, I'm okay, man. I'm okay."
He wasn't about it.
Nah,
He said, "Nah, I'm chilling,
I
bro."
think again he was ahead of the curve. I think he kind of knew like if I go academy, this could happen, that could happen. So I think again, he just had a plan just to stick it out. And again, he knew like he was a Canada player. So again, we went to the U17 qualifiers, and it was pretty much done from there. Like he knew he was going Europe, and then. Yeah, like again, he was just from Gloucester to Genk, I think it was. So,
Crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
that's crazy path.
it's insane. Like it's unheard of, realistically, but yeah.
I have a question about the structure that you were talking about.
Yeah.
So let's say a different manager comes in for the first team at TFC. Does the whole structure change?
Yeah, like while we were growing up, it was good because like we didn't really see too much change because obviously TFC they're horrible, but then they started thriving like really when we started bringing in like Greg Vanney, all these kind of guys. So. Again, their philosophy was like from when we were, I said 15 when they kind of took over to like 18, it was the same. Like they wanted to play a 4-3-3, but everything was like very like possession based. Like this is how you move, this is how you move. And again, we kind of saw it trickle down. Like we saw how like the first team played, the second team had to play like that as well. But again, it was more again they didn't have really like the players to do it. But again, like yeah, like if a coach changed or like a little bit of philosophy changed, like you would see it all throughout the academy.
Okay.
For sure, yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, so take us through that though, because obviously play for TSC Academy.
Yeah.
Something not a lot of players get to do. It's obviously a special thing. Take us through that. Like, how do you get scouted, and what are those like early days at TSC Academy like?
Honestly, again, it was kind of perfect timing for us, like for our age, because the academy hadn't even started officially until like basically we were like ready to get scouted. So I remember the year before I got scouted. To go there, they opened up and like they created like the like kind of like open sessions, come train. So again, I was playing with the Vaughan 99 team at the time, and I just got like a random email saying like, oh, like the TFC is hosting open like training sessions at Lamport. Come out, just whatever. So again, like you saw like a bunch of kids, like guys who were either had some quality guys I knew, or like guys that weren't really like at the level. But again, it was like all like open age groups kind of thing. So again, that was like I think in around 2012, like early 2012, and then in 2013, that's when they had like that's when the academy like officially started. They opened up BMO training ground. Back I think it was called Tekky back then, but they opened up the academy officially. So like late November in I think it was November 2012. That's when you saw like guys like me, Kunle, Julian, Petrasso, all these guys would go in for open tryouts. So again, like we all trained. We knew who was gonna make it after like 2-3 weeks, and then again in January of the next year, that's when it kind of started. Like everything was like brand new, the facility was brand new, and then every single team kind of started up from there. So again, like I think it was a perfect timing for us, like as an age group, because again I think we kind of had like the best start where we went from 13 to like 18 or 19, however long, or whoever stayed until like they were into the first team, whereas like the older age groups like 98 or whatever kind of got like a little bit of a later start.
Okay, perfect time. And then so. Like, for those that don't know, what is the life of a TFC Academy player?
Yeah.
How does that look like? Because, like, you guys are getting bused from whatever high school you go to, no? Like, no matter what?
No, so
like,
it depends. So, like, in elementary school, obviously, like, you have training later on. So, you go to school, you come home, and then you come to training. But, yeah, once we all reached high school, obviously, they wanted us to kind of go to Bill Colors because they had that, like, taxi service.
Yeah.
So, like, you go to school, and then you get taxied over to training. Obviously, they had that kind of alignment. But so I went to a different school because I was doing French immersion. But again, like not too far anyway.
So you speak French?
Yeah, I'm like fluent in French.
Yeah. Nice.
So I would go to school, and again, because we had training where it was like usually at 3 o'clock or like 4:30. Sometimes I had to at least go a little bit early to catch the bus. And but yeah, like with Bill Crothers, it was like perfect for them. Like they had it set up where like they had I think all of Bill Crothers really, but they had like free periods to study, could do their work and stuff. But again, like when 2 o'clock came, like the taxis were outside waiting for them. Boom, they all dropped them off at training. They're ready to go. So like they were always like the Bill Crothers kids. I think there was like 5 or 6 of them. They were always there before like everybody else. Guys coming from Brampton, guys coming from Toronto, or like me coming from like out in Thornhill where my high school was. But no, honestly, again, like the life was you're like a celebrity at the time, you know. Like,
Yeah.
like growing up, you're like you play for TFC Academy, like you're like it was a big deal at the time for sure.
You guys had the motion back then, eh?
I'm not gonna lie, like again, especially
Like, what was it
our
like
age-
walking through the halls? Like, what were
Again,
you
like,
saying?
Trackies on and
like
everything, bro.
my high school was I'm not gonna lie, I never repped like TFC in high school because again, like we didn't have to wear a uniform, but I know like Bill Crothers and other schools have to wear a uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like my high school was a basketball high school, Vaughan Secondary. So like that's where Andrew Wiggins went, Andrew Nemhard.
Yeah.
So it's more like everyone was more like the basketball guys. But then obviously like when school soccer came around, I'd come play, and obviously you're not allowed to, but you come play a little bit like, yo, this guy's TFC, this guy's going crazy. You know? So you felt a little bit good, but then
Yeah.
the Bill Crothers guys, I mean the stories they would tell me like, yeah, like they're like top guys, you know. Again, they had the basketball guys, the track guys there, but I mean, the TFC like name drop was a little bit heavier.
That's
for
crazy.
sure.
For sure.
For sure. And then again, like when we're young, going to like Halloween Hunt or going to Vaughan Mills, or whatever,
That's
just
so
hanging out.
Vaughan coded.
It's, I swear, you're going to Wonderland or you're going to like
Colossus.
Colossus,
You're
bro.
reaching sus,
Reaching
you know?
sus, bro.
you're
Sauce,
stamped.
Mills,
Yeah,
Land, yeah.
You're stamped with that TFC badge for sure.
crazy.
For sure.
So were you like in class and you're like, yeah, miss, I have to go.
Oh yeah, I was a big celebrity, man. Like,
Jeez,
all
that
the
always felt
teachers-
good, bro.
All the teachers are like when you make it, don't forget to come and you know visit me, whatever, you know. But again, even to like just telling like kids like, oh yeah, like I have to like leave for like 2 weeks, go on this trip, or like even like when national team kind of came around too. Like I remember it was grade 11. I was gone from school for like a month and a half.
Damn.
We had like we had GA Cup, Dallas Cup, and the U17 qualifiers all like in a row. So I was gone for like a month and a half. So like when you leave, it's like okay, bye, you know. And when you come back again, if you do well, you're like even better. But again, like you just come back as like a wow, like oh, this guy's a superstar, you know.
Jeez.
But yeah, like obviously like everyone kind of treated you a little bit. Some teachers weren't really about it, obviously, because again they don't really care. But again, like you kind of had like, a little bit of like a leeway as a student athlete for sure.
True.
Wait, so you're gone for that month and a half. How are you passing that year?
I'm not gonna lie, I got done dirty in that year because I was taking physics because again I thought I was gonna be a genius with school. But again, like a lot of teachers are like, okay, like no problem. Like again, I would tell everyone like in advance because like I kind of knew my schedule like going into like school.
Yeah.
So again, I would tell teachers like, listen, like I'm gonna be gone from A to B. I'm gonna need whatever work you guys have. Some teachers were cool with it. My physics teacher was like, again, she didn't really understand what sport was. She's straight academic, you know. So she's like, oh, like if you're gone for that long, there's no way. I'm like, listen, this every other class they're giving me work, you know. So like, just give me work pamphlets or like give it to other people. They'll send it to me like on Instagram or like Text Plus, whatever it is, like the iMessage, you know. But again, my teacher just wasn't like willing to help me at all. So like, I basically had to like drop that course, and then I took like kinesiology to make up for it in like in the summer online. But again, like. I was a good like academic student. Again, like you see guys, we go on trips or whatever. Like guys are bringing their PS4s in their suitcases, or like
You were
their game
bringing
systems. I was bringing my school. I'd play a little bit. You know, I'm like, yo, I gotta go do like work and stuff. Because again, like you know, my parents are on me like that. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. It was like again, those trips were crazy for sure.
Okay, so take us back to those times.
Yeah.
What does that first national team, like youth national team call up look like? Is it like an email? Is it a phone call? How's it come through?
Yeah, no, it's an email for sure. Like again, I don't know how they get our emails, but I think they get the TFC.
Your personal email?
Yeah. Like, cause again, they don't go through parents. Cause again, my parents don't even check their email.
Yeah.
You know, like a lot of guys parents don't have emails. You know.
Facts.
But again, like with the academy, they would go through the academy and get our emails. Again, they all had our contact information. But so I remember, like I think we were 15, and like it was like 9 a.m. in the morning. I just remember this vividly. Actually, it's like you see like the Canada badge, and then you start reading. It's like ID camp or like call up, whatever. And you're like, yo, so right away you go to the group chat. Yo, did you guys get this email too? Boom, you get it like that. So like you feel like feel like okay, like I'm starting to get on my way. I'm starting to feel validated or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that was the first time in like 2015. I was grade 10. Yeah.
Great. Wait,
Great
so
time.
you're popping in the group chat, the
Yeah.
TFC group chat?
Yeah.
So what about the mans that didn't get called up?
They're silent.
I'm not gonna lie.
They ain't saying shit.
Not gonna lie, like
They left the chat or what?
you don't think about it in the moment because like you're just
Yeah,
like
he's excited.
You thought
bro.
like everyone got called
yeah,
up.
because again like sometimes maybe some guys are showing up, but again like I was just like I was just trying to see like what was going on, like if it was like a real like emo type of thing, you know.
Spam email.
'Cause again, maybe it was like some like random thing at 9 o'clock in the morning. So again, you just send a screenshot like, "Yo, guys, like, you guys get this too?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, I got it." And obviously, some guys just
Like, nah.
some
guys
guys didn't
are
reply or
quiet.
like, "Yo, like I'll check in like an hour or something."
Yeah.
Like, oh, yo, bro,
Y'all
it's
think
not
they
looking
sent
good.
mine yet?
Like, it's not looking good, bro. You know.
Yo, should I check my junk mail? Yeah,
Yo,
go
it's
ahead.
Tell me the wrong email, you know. But it's like, yo, don't worry, like maybe it'll come later, you know.
Yeah.
Yo, so, okay, so that first ID camp, who are some notable names that are in the squad with you at that time?
Again, like, bro, honestly, I think the way they did it was kind of bad at the time. But again, it was like, say you had a list of 23 guys, you would have like 12 from TFC, so like almost our whole half our team.
Yeah.
You know, you'd have like 6 from Montreal or from Vancouver, and the rest were like, and like 2, 3, 4, whatever from like club teams.
Yeah.
So again, like we had Jonathan David, we had Alphonso, and again, the rest were like guys we knew from like the academy. So again, we had guys like Ali. I can't even pronounce his last name, but
Ali Ahmed?
No. He was too. Again, I didn't really hear until Ali Ahmed for a couple of years, but I think he's younger than me as well. But we had Ali Hojapur, who played on Forge.
Yeah.
He was there in the early days. We had Theo Bear. He was there in the early days.
Okay, that's his guy. This guy
Is it
loves Theo
2000?
Bear.
No, I think he's like 99, but again, like we had like mixed age groups kind of called up. So, again, we had guys like Benson Fazili, like again, a lot of Vancouver guys, and even Montreal guys too. But again, it was always like mostly TFC guys. Like it was like probably 70% TFC guys.
Was that because I guess TFC back then was the thing, right?
Yeah,
They carried so much weight. Nowadays, it's a lot different.
No, it's different for sure.
Right.
Like again, growing up for us, like even again older age groups, like whenever we had tournaments, like the two best teams, like the two best academies were always TFC and Dallas. So when we'd go play against other teams, like we'd wipe down everybody, and then they kind of just knew like, okay, yeah, this group of players is better than like Montreal's like a 2000 group. So they would take a chance on some guys, but again, mostly it was just because like the player pool was just better over here on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Again, we kind of see it with like guys from Brampton. Like there's so many pros from
Yeah.
Brampton, right? But yeah, again, like it was just kind of like that. But again, too, like I think back then they were like a little bit lazy with scouting. So again, like even for the U20s that I went to, it was with the 99 age group, but again, it was 70% TFC guys, like 2, 3 guys from Europe, and the rest were just Montreal or Vancouver. So again, I think they just went to like clubs. From what I can remember, they went to clubs and just said like, okay, like who's doing well right now, and then the clubs would just say, yeah, this guy. So again, they weren't really doing their own like scouting for like.
Yeah.
That's
like, my own, like,
lazy,
division.
bro.
Scouting without scouting.
Barely.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because again, like for the U20s, we had that's when I first went to university. I was 18. I was in Connecticut, but again, I was doing really, really well with TFC. But again, like we had the qualifiers in November, and we didn't all meet each other for the first time. Like so I met some guys for the first time like a week before the thing started.
Wow.
Damn.
So we had a pre-camp 1 week before we actually started playing. So like I played with guys like Mathieu Chonier, who's a year older. Played with like Theo. Obviously, I knew Theo a little bit before. But again, like, I was like meeting like Mathieu and like these guys Clement and other guys for the first time. Like, and again, we started training for like a week. And again, I remember like from that period, because again, there were some guys who should have got called up from TFC, but who didn't. And again, I just like found out from the club. That was like, yeah, like they basically emailed us saying like, oh, like who should we like take from the club? And TFC was like, yo, you have to take like Steph, and you have to take Rocco, Julian, you know. So it's kind of weird. I'm like, yeah, like it's kind of like, because again, like obviously not to like devalue the NCAA, but obviously again, like we were playing. I'd say like obviously playing NCAA was a little bit less than like guys who were playing USL Championship at TFC. But again, like because I was doing really, really well with TFC, like I was kind of like a shoo-in, right? But again, it was kind of weird. I was like, yeah, like it's kind of odd that some guys didn't get called up, and again, when you hear that they're only doing like their scouting like a week before, or, like whatever.
That's crazy.
But that's like the problem with Canada soccer back in the day, at least. Like again, we see like the US, like we had Iowa Canola, who was on the US national team in residency, and obviously he was doing residency, but like they had like 8 camps a year, you know what I mean? So like they knew guys, his family because they're always together, you know what I mean? We had like one camp before, like a week before we go to like competition. So it's like, yo, what's your name? Like, yo, how do you want the ball again? Like, what for you? You know? So
That's crazy.
again, like obviously the budget wasn't there, but again, like it's just the preparation was a little bit poor.
And it's also still, it was still really new, like during your time in the youth academy. Like it wasn't, the TFC wasn't that old at that time.
Yeah, no, not at all. Like again, when we first started getting called up, it was like 3 years old.
Yeah,
academy.
that could also be a reason why, but yeah, and also the no funding as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think like whoever was like leading it was, again, they weren't doing a good job of it for sure.
Mm-hmm. You have any crazy stories from those national team times? Like what were the vibes like in those camps?
Nah, vibes were immaculate, man. Because everyone's funny, you know. Like everyone has good energy, you know.
Yeah.
And again, like no one's like too serious too. Like obviously, you have maybe 1-2 guys who are like they're stretching in the room or like doing like good professional stuff, you know, for sure.
Yeah.
But at that time, like because we're all coming from like different backgrounds, but like similar backgrounds. Again, like a lot of Caribbean guys, a lot of like like African guys who are very similar.
Yeah.
Again, like the vibes were just crazy. I remember in 2016 we went to Jamaica for like friendlies against Jamaica. It's like me, Alphonso, Jonathan, Noble, everyone like again like all the same names, right? Like we were doing like mannequin. That's on
Mannequin challenge.
Mannequin challenge?
no, not the but the Black Beatles.
Black
challenge.
Beatles, yeah,
that, like we were doing that. Like we were playing ping pong again. Like everyone was cool. Like stories. Obviously, I have more stories from like TFC days. Like some are like they should be censored, you know, thrown in a ball. You know what I mean? Again, like but. Nah, honestly, again, like those trips were like memories that last forever for sure.
Yeah.
Who are you rooming with at that time?
Honestly, it varies. Like sometimes you're with like again with TFC, like they're always trying to change it up.
Yeah.
Because again, like there was like the administrators kind of like doing the rooms. I think only 2 times in my life though I've been with a guy I didn't like. Like you just
Wow.
don't talk in the room. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah?
you're just dead silent.
You had
That's
beef
so
though, or
awkward.
you just didn't
Yeah.
like him?
Nah, like honestly, you know what it is? Like you know how some guys are like subtly haters, or like again they just like,
Ego?
Yeah, like, you know what it is? And again, like I'm not gonna say no names. Like, yo, like I swear to God, like, we have one racist on our team. At TFC, I swear.
Whoa.
Are you kidding?
Really?
I swear to God, like it wasn't again like it wasn't like loud. It wasn't like vocal, like
Like
really
subtle?
known about. But you kind of just knew. You know what I
You
mean?
like looked at everyone in a different way, like depending on their color.
Like
the
obviously,
skin?
yeah. Like he was with one group and stay with one group, and like, with other guys, like again, he just didn't like mess with them. So he was my roommate in 2015. We went to Mexico for like a tournament, and we were there for like a week. Bro, I tell you, less than 5 words were spoken in that room the entire time.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And like I'm someone who can like look over things just to like communicate, because again, like I'm not a bad guy, but again, like I think only twice in my entire life I got room with like, someone like that, where like we didn't mess with each other, and again, we just didn't speak. But again, like usually like my roommate, even like the last 2 seasons, my roommate was cool Dada Luke. Like that's one of my best friends in footy and in life. But that guy is hilarious, man. Like that guy is. I can write a book about that guy. for sure.
Yeah.
Like he's too funny, man. Too funny.
In those days though, obviously you're playing high level, especially for your age. Did you feel any kind of pressure to like, yo, I'm playing high level right now. I play for the youth national team, TSC. Do you feel pressure like, yo, I gotta go pro?
Nah, for sure. Cause like the way I looked at it from early was like, I'm doing all this. Like obviously my parents were sacrificing, like, you know, rushing home from work to bring me to training, especially with the academy when we started a little bit later. Again, I knew like, hey, like this can't go to waste. Like it can't be for nothing. You know what I mean? So there was always like a little bit of stress, even too, like with family, like they put a little bit of that on you because again they want you to succeed, and obviously they want you to do well. And again, like everyone's involved in the same kind of capacity. But again, like for me, like I just knew like I had an obsession. I just took it like to like heart, and I was like, yeah, like this is the only thing this is the only thing I kind of know how to do. So again, like there's only like one vision I had. Like I need to go pro. I need to go pro. I need to go pro. Obviously, again, I look back on it like, yo, like I could have done more. I should have done more, and I could have been at a different height for sure. But again, like that's all I kind of thought about. Like obviously I was doing school and all that, but again, like if you ask anybody, like I didn't go out. Like I didn't really, like in high school, like I'd go out like maybe like once a semester. Like I had people like saying like, oh, like come here, like we're gonna go to like Wasaga Beach for like like near grad trip. Like,
Yeah.
I got soccer, yo, I gotta go.
Oh, so you didn't do prom kadi?
Nah.
Yeah, no time.
Nah. I swear, like honestly, like people like I say it like it's funny because like if you ask like people from my high school, like they would see me like when school started.
Yeah.
And maybe between the halls during classes, and then they never saw me again. Like people thought I didn't go to the high school. And again, like I was just going to
You're
class,
locked in, yeah.
and I was going to score in a training. So like I was just always focused like that. I was just well disciplined. But again, because I knew like I need to make it in this for sure.
Yeah, you had your goal, right? You just had to
Yeah.
focus on it.
Nah,
It
exactly.
sounds like you did a lot. What could you have done more? You're saying you could have done more.
Yeah,
Nah,
like do
again,
you have
like-
any regrets?
Nah, for sure. Again, like I don't talk about too much, but like, obviously I kind of regretted going to school instead of like staying at TFC too. at the time.
How did that decision come about?
So in 2017, like we did GA Cup, which obviously every academy team does basically, and like from there, like I had like so many schools just reaching out, like and obviously like top universities, just like full scholarship. So again, I never really thought about school like that, but again, like I was with TFC too, like I was doing really well with the club and all that. Like I was on a good trajectory. So again, like even TFC, like Greg didn't really want me going to school. Like the club itself, like they wanted me to stay like within the ecosystem, and again, like just kind of stay. But obviously, again, like we were 17 playing with we were playing in the USL Championship at the time, and again, like it was with like usually 23-year-olds, 24-year-olds, like on like TFC too, because it was guys coming from like university or whatever, or again just older like internationals. So like us guys who were kind of playing up, like we were like I was like one of the youngest guys on the team. So obviously you're getting your minutes here and there. But again, you're not playing in and out, like every single game, like developing like that. So it was only kind of really when UCONN came into play, when like they offered me a full ride, where there was a connection between Bill Manning, who was the president of the TFC, and the head coach at UCONN. Like they were they went to school together, so they've known each other for years. So it's only then when they're like, okay, listen, like yeah, like hey, if you're gonna go to school, like go to this school because we can monitor you. like we have a good relationship with the coach, with the staff, whatever. So it'd be a good situation like that.
Yeah.
Again, I was a little bit hesitant, but I'm like, you know what? Okay, yeah, it could be a good situation. And obviously, like there is guarantees thrown here with like, okay, you go to school for a year, you come back with TFC, blah blah blah, this that. So obviously, again, I kind of fell into like a little bit of like that kind of like narrative. But again, I always think like back like okay, I should have probably stayed with TFC because even again like the NCAA ecosystem like kind of like it suits a lot of guys for sure, like a lot of athletic like base guys. But again, I'm a guy who likes to play. Like I'm more like
Yeah, technical player.
a technical guy. So
Yeah.
like I feel like that ecosystem didn't fit me and like kind of like allow me to develop like how I should have. So that's like kind of like my main regret. But again, too, like just you could always train more. Like, again, you could always be a little bit more serious sometimes in training. Like obviously, again, like we always had a good environment with guys. Like, and again, I was always kind of like a center kind of figure where like I'd bring like this guy together, bring this guy together. So like again, we'd always have fun. But again, too, like you always could have a little, like you could always be a little bit more serious, like a little bit more, you know, like off the pitch, after training, whatever, but before training. So just things like that, you know. You never know what kind of difference it could have made.
Yeah, it's all part of the journey, though.
Yeah.
So UConn,
Yeah.
TFC kind of pushed you towards UConn.
Again, they kind of like led me in that direction if I meant school. Like
Yeah.
that was for sure like the top of like the pyramid for school. Like like nah, don't go to school. But then again, UConn came to play. It was like okay, maybe, you know.
And obviously, like UConn, bro, huge school.
Yeah.
Even like other sports, basketball powerhouse. Like, what was life at UConn? Like, what was that college life like? Like NCAA D1.
Student athlete life, bruh.
I'm not gonna lie. They look at you like you're like that's real celebrity status. I can't lie.
Really?
Like
Even for the footy players.
yeah, cause like yo, like at the time, like UConn basketball, other than the girls, like UConn men's basketball, obviously they're good now, but like they were terrible back then. Football, they were useless. Like they get like a lot of fans, but again, like they were not like a big program at all, you know. But again, like that soccer team was like they always had a big program. Like they would compete, you know, always winning the tournament, whatever. So again, like we would have like we'd be at like little gatherings or whatever. Like we had like a little like a party at our house like when we won a game, and like this is like near the end of the season when we knew we were making the tournament. And I swear to you, like we had people come into the crib. They're like, "Oh, like you're on the soccer team. You're on the soccer team." Like girls would be like, "Yo, you're on the soccer team." I swear to God on my life, like, I told everyone this story. One guy was like, yeah, but like, I don't even play. You know, like he doesn't even dress. She's like, oh, it doesn't matter. Like you know, like just like that.
Doesn't matter. Get over
You know what I
here.
mean? So like honestly, again, like you're like celebrity status, even too with like teachers and stuff. Like,
Damn.
like good luck on the game, you know. So like you're a big guy there, but. Like nah, life there was fun, man. Again, I was only there for 6 months because again I left after the first semester, after the season essentially, to go back to TFC. Again, I wish my boy Gigi was here, but like that guy can tell you stories, but nah, like
It was a good 6 months.
like it's again not even like because of life, because again I'll be honest, like me and Gigi were so focused on like just the footy aspect of it. You know what I mean? Like again, when people were going on like the bars, again like we're only 18, it'd be 21 in the US, so like I don't do fake IDs, you know. So
Okay.
again, like we weren't really going out like that, but again, like guys wanted to enjoy. Like again, we were going out of class, we were training in the morning. We go to study hall, and then like we'd go back home and just watch film or whatever. Or sometimes like we didn't have training on the day, we go do our own training. Like I'd just go shoot on Gigi or whatever.
Yeah.
So like we were just super tapped in. But again, like there's like comedic stories, man, when it comes to the team, like the environment. Like it's crazy for sure. And again, he's been there for 3.5 years, so he has like 10 times more stories than me. But honestly, like it was a funny time for sure.
Were there any like crazy pranks going on at that team or?
Nah, again, like no one would like, you know, when you hear about like hazing and stuff, like nothing like that happened. But we did have like a funny we had a funny like talent show, like to like
Talent show, eh?
kind of
Like initiation kind of thing.
Yeah, like we do it for like all like the freshmen kind of. So like we like as like a bonding like with the team. They all came to our house and like we did like a huge talent show. So some guys did like magic tricks or whatever. Some guys did like singing, and then I did like an impression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yo.
No, I'm
Break
not
it
gonna
out,
lie,
bro.
it's pretty bad. But I did an impression of like our coach because again he's a super funny guy, but like it was like again like it's the only thing we can think of like me because me and Gigi did it together as a team.
Yeah.
So like that, I'm not gonna lie, humbly that killed. Like that was like the best performance for sure.
Yeah.
But again, like not even like pranks, but again like just guys on the team were just hilarious. Like you got a different like view of like culture from like the American guys, like the real American guys, like coming from high school soccer. But nah, that team was funny for sure, man. Funny, so funny. And again, our coach was hilarious. Like Ray Reed, shout out to him, he's hilarious.
So you don't kind of don't regret your time then going to UConn then. Like obviously you think you could have stayed at TFC,
Yeah.
but like you had
No, like again,
You had
like
a good time.
I always look at everything with like the positive first,
Yeah.
and then like okay, like maybe this. Like again, for in terms of like enjoyment of like life and stuff, and like just experiencing like growing as an adult as a man, for sure. Like you kind of like I look at it favorably, but also again like my brain just works like
Yeah.
soccer first. You know what I mean? So like like soccer wise, like yeah, like could have been better if I just probably stayed. But again, it was a good experience like to play against like big teams and like again UCF, a huge team in like in the NCAA. But again, yeah, it was a great experience for sure. That I would always say like that will stay with me forever. Even though it was only 6 months.
Yeah, like what was the football like compared to what you were learning and training like at TFC compared to NCAA?
Again, it's so different because again, I said with TFC, like you have your structure that you learn and you kind of keep for years. And again, it's super like high like proficiency and like super like professional. But then when I got to like university, again, it's more like it's more of a physical game, like a direct game.
Pace and power.
Pace and
Yeah,
power.
so
like the
that's
Prem.
why I say like some guys they thrive in that, but again like guys who come from like again like a structured setup where it's like more like you want to play like this, especially because again with Greg Vanney, like he transformed TFC completely. Where like it turned to like like we're like you saw like what TFC was doing,
Yeah.
like bro.
And you see, as soon as he
balling.
left too, they went downhill after that.
Exactly. So like, and again that's like how they were playing, like we were playing as like kids, and like we would just like watch. We're like like. But we're crazy, like we're nasty. So like, obviously, like going to university, I was like, like what's going on? Like this is crazy. Like I would try to play a certain way, and the coach was like, no.
Like you're being too technical.
Yeah, it's like what are you doing? Like he's gone, And I swear, there was one time we were playing a 4-2-3-1, and like I think that was the first home game we had of the season. That's when I knew I'm like, I'm cooked. Like this is bad because again, like we played a 4-2-3-1, so 2 6s. I was playing the 10, and we had a 1 striker. But I swear to you guys, on my life, the formation, when we had the ball, it looked like a circle and just me by myself in the middle.
Oh my
A donut.
god, bro.
Because we would have one of our 6s roll out as like an extra center back.
Yeah.
But then the other one is going as a right back and then pushing the right back higher.
Holy.
So
What kind of tactics is
So
this?
you had like 2 wide guys here, the striker on top, the left guy, and then left back, center back, midfielder, center back, right back, and then right wing, and then me, I'm like, yo, give me the ball. And then I turn around, I'm like, like who am I passing to now? You know what I mean? I'm like,
Rondo.
yeah, like I was like, it was crazy. I'm like, yo, this is bad. This is bad.
Jeez.
Sounds like Allegri was the coach.
Oh, it was bad, man. And again, we had like a 27-year-old striker. So like, yo, like,
Oh,
graduate.
How many red shirts does this guy
Nah, I'm
have?
not gonna lie, yo, like they need to be looked into because yo, at our time, like we had like 24-year-old freshmen. It's crazy.
What?
Bro,
Like I don't know the rules.
who's allowing this?
Bro, it was nuts. Like it was nuts. But yeah, like we were playing like that. I was like, yo, honestly, like yeah, this is bad, man. Like I came from TFC, where like yo, we were balling, man. We were killing everybody. And now I'm like this, just looking at the ball.
Like
in the sky.
culture shock, no?
I swear, like I was like at a loss of words. I'm like, yo, this is America though. Like this is.
Yeah.
And again, do you know what it is? Like we would do, bro. It was so like, bro. NCAA is nuts. Like we would wake up at like 6 a.m. to go to the gym,
Damn.
and like we're just lifting weights like
Pumping
mad
iron.
man. I'm like, yo, it's not football. You know what I mean? Like,
What we get on the pitch, bro?
like, look at me, bro. I'm like, like you thinking Yesa does this? You know what I mean?
No.
Like you think like Neymar's ever lifted weights? Obviously not that level, but like, and then again, like we would train, bro. We would get right after training directly, like as soon as we're finished and walking off the pitch, we would get a core power and a Gatorade with extra salt, and you had to drink both before you left.
What?
So in
Like they were
preseason-
watching
They
you
bought
drink
it
it?
you?
Yeah, no, I swear to God, like I would,
What?
because like I would go in like like we went in early because again like I just wanted to move early, and again like we'd start training as a team without coaches. Like that's kind of like the rule. But the coach was looking at me. He has a nice like New York accent. He's like, "We gotta get you bigger." We gotta get you bigger. And I'm like, "What do you mean, bro? Like I'm good size.
just
I'm like fit, you know, and I'm quick. I don't want to be top heavy, you know what I mean?"
Yeah.
But I went there and again, like they're like watching you drink your milk or whatever. And again, you can't leave.
Drink
And,
your
like, that's what you do. That's what he's like. Make sure you drink your milk. Drink your milk.
Oh my.
So you would drink the Powerade, and then like 5 minutes later, you have to drink your core power. And again, like, bro, I gained weight like crazy. Like my mom's like, "Yo, your face looks so fat." I'm like, "Yo, this is nuts." And again, like 6 a.m. We're doing gym workout with like a guy who used to be like ex-military.
Jeez.
We're just pumping weights. I'm like, "Yo, this is nuts, man." Like, again, like I'm all for like the curriculum and for like the team activity, but like,
Yeah.
but what are we doing? Like, we're not focused on footy here, you know?
Yeah.
And again, the whole like military thing of like waking up at 6 a.m. to like train at 8, like that just never like resonated with me at all. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't like build like discipline or whatever. Like you have guys complaining. Obviously, some guys are like they're just like built to do it.
Yeah.
For sure. Again, I could do it 100%. So again, I hardly sleep anyways. But again, like the whole concept of like waking up at 6 a.m. to go to the gym and then train when again like you're training and you feel like you can't even lift your arms to call for a ball because you're dying, you know? That concept is kind of like that's what kind of like shocked me. I was like, yo, like this culture of like just lifting weights, going crazy like military guys, and then training is like nuts. Where like TFC, we do like proper like gym like lifts after training and like focus on like lower body, like upper body. You know, you see guys with like 45 plates max, like unless you're doing squats or whatever. You know what I mean? Whereas you have guys that's going like crazy. So
Max reps
no,
until
like,
failure.
Like, I remember we had one guy who was doing like the squat bar. I probably did that like maybe like 10 times my entire life because my back just like breaks.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But we had one guy and everyone just surrounded him, and then they just started counting like, keep going, keep going. And I usually see that with like NFL drafts. And then when I went to
Combine, bro.
when I went to Oregon State, we had another guy who was like the super American. He was doing that too. And then he went up against like a big fat football guy. You're like, let's go. And I'm just like this, like, yo, let's go train with the ball, bro. Like, we need to go work on our feet. You guys are working on your back. And then I swear, like 2 weeks later, the guy was like this in the physio bag because he couldn't move.
That's crazy.
So American.
I can
bro.
see why you want to stay at TFC now. Like that was.
Like,
I see why.
again, like, that's why like footy first. Like that's what like yo like, what am I doing here? Like I'm in the wrong environment. You know, if I knew before, like obviously you do your visits and everything. Like you kind of get a little bit of insight, like talking to players.
Different though.
But like, when you're really there day to day, you're like, oh, this is for football guys. You know what I mean? Like you go to the gym, you just lift your weights, you take 1,000 pills, and then you go to class for like 2 hours.
But like as a coach, you know, I see like professional football. You see them. There's no footballer that's like jacked.
I'm telling
like,
you, I didn't understand.
Unless you want to be a Demetore.
like a demo, but like
for
he's
sure.
Like I see Barca interviews all the time. They're asking the players like, yo, what time do you wake up? They're like 9 a.m., 10 a.m.
yeah, normal time.
Training's at like 10.
Bro, I'm telling you, I will never understand it. Because again, I don't really know what they're training for. Like obviously you have like Army and Navy University.
Yeah.
There I can understand you're doing that. But I swear like we have class at 4 p.m. Like, because you always have class like after training, right? Bro, why am I waking up at 6 a.m. to train at 7? You know what I mean? And then again, they're like, you're telling me, okay, go to class. But I'm like, wait, I don't have class for like 4 hours. So I got to go home and sleep because I'm having I'm having like visions, you know, like I'm hallucinating. And then again, like I'm just walking to class like this, like, oh, my back, man.
Sore.
You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. And again, like lifting before training, like that made no sense to me. Like, how are we doing squat racks? And then you want me to go run like 6K or like 7K in training, you know? Like it made no sense. So I'm like you guys never heard of Barca or like do you see like what Iniesta looks like? Or, like Pedri, you know? Like everything's football based, you know what I mean? But again, it's different.
So after UConn, you go back to TFC?
Yeah. So
And then how does Oregon State come about?
So I went back to TFC and then so I actually left TFC for a bit. Again, just like political stuff happened. Jeez. And then I was in Europe. So I went to Denmark. It's actually funny, like I'm talking about Iniesta now. So the team Iniesta bought in Denmark, like it was in the 3rd division at the time.
He bought a team?
He bought a Helsinger.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
So they used to be owned by Americans because at the time, so I was with my agent, I was with 2 other players. They wanted to bring like American owners bought the team. And they want to bring like North Americans to like kind of big up like the league and then bring them up and then try to sell them on, make profit or whatever. So I was over there during 2019. So it was good. Like the level was good, even though like they just dropped to the 3rd division. Like the quality of players was good. I'm like, yo, thank God I'm back to like where I should be. You know, none of the school shit. You know. So then the problem was we had an American coach and like he had like a big name. Like he used to coach the U.S. national team and everything. Oh shit. But again, so me and like 4 other guys, that's when we started talking about contracts. But the problem was that, so this coach, he ended up having like family issues, so he had to leave. Damn. So me being like smart and clever, I knew, okay, yo, like, what's going to happen now? Because they brought in a coach who they wanted to like do this project with, right? And again, to find another coach to do that, it's going to take time.
Yeah.
So they ended up bringing in a Danish coach. And right then and there, I knew this project is going to be dead. Because again, like the Danish guy is not going to want to see Americans and Canadians come in.
Yeah, no foreigners.
And take spots away from Danish guys, like local guys, you know what I mean?
Facts.
So I got a contract offer. I was like this. I don't know, man. So again, I just see something bad happening and I don't want to be stuck here and like not playing. And again, I still had offers from university. I was talking to Terry Boss because again, he knew he was close with Josie Altidore at the time, so I legit had a conversation with Josie Altidore about about him, the coach. So at the end of the day, I made the call to like leave Europe to like not sign with that team, and I went to. That's how I got to Oregon State. Funny enough, like a couple of my guys who signed there, and then other American guys who signed there, they were there for because this is like July 2019. They were there for 5 months.
Jeez,
but as soon as the coach signed the paper to take over, he said, "Listen, guys, you who signed from North America, you guys will never play. You guys will not even dress
That's
because I'm only gonna play Danish guys."
Damn.
So they were there for 5 months, just getting paid whatever. But again, like when games came, they were just watching in the stands. And again, they knew like no matter how good you train, whatever you do, you're not playing. So they obviously all terminated their deals after 6 months. And I was just clever enough to like kind of see it coming.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's how I got to Oregon State.
That's kind of crazy that a coach cares more about playing his Danish players than like actually winning games.
It's
I'm telling you,
unfortunate,
like-
but it's true.
I know what happens. It's just it's stupid to make your team go in that direction though.
No, it's crazy because again, like I was following a little bit, like up until like probably like when all my guys kind of left. They were useless. Like they were terrible. Like obviously, again, there was a lot of like good quality players, but again, like, most of the team was like older. You know, some academy kids coming up, but again, the good guys who were like they're going on loan to like other teams. You know, but again, like they would win a couple games here and there. But again, like I would just watch some games or see some film, and I'm like, yo, like, bro, these guys should be playing. You know.
Yeah.
And again, especially if you had a project. But again, it was just weird because the owners didn't do anything about it, you know? So, like, you guys own the club. Like, you have to say, like, you're the ones investing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, you bring in a coach, but, like, again, you can do something about it. So, again, it was just a weird setup for sure. And, again, like, just hearing that off the rip, like, none of you guys will play. Guaranteed, I don't care. Like, it's crazy.
The fact that he told them straight up
Yeah,
was
like,
crazy.
it's
Did he get them
nuts.
all in a room and just like, yo, you guys
Yeah,
are done?
Again, like, my guy, Kunle, he's the one he's one of the guys who signed there. But, yeah, he tells me all the time, he's like, yeah, like, bro, he was just talking to all of us. He's like, yeah, like, yo, you guys will not play. None of you guys. Like,
So he literally just ruined like all their careers.
bro, I swear, like, it's so crazy because, like, yo, like I understand, like, what you want to do, you want to promote, but, like, make it in a fair way, you know what I mean? Like, you can't, like, have guys who moved across the whole, and, like, halfway across the globe, who are away from families. Again, we're still young, like, we're still, like, 19 or, like, 18 or 20, you know what I mean? And then tell guys, like, oh, listen, like, find somewhere else to be, you know? Like, it's nuts. Like, but again, like, a lot of politics play into the game like that, so
Yeah.
it's crazy. But again, like, I don't even know if that guy's still coaching, but
That would
it's nuts.
And that can really mess up with the confidence of those kids, right?
Nah, for
Those
sure. Again,
players.
you had guys who just, again, like, even like their development, like you had guys just training for 6 months, like not even playing games. And like you can't even, like, it's weird too because they can't even go on loan somewhere, you
Yeah.
know? So yeah, honestly, that kills people for sure. Like the thing in football, like, because it's so quick, like you could have 1 month where you're like soaring, and then you could have the next day, like, you're finished. If a certain coach comes in, you know, or doesn't like your style or whatever, you know? So it's honestly nuts, but I mean, that's the game sometimes. It's cruel.
But would you like rather a coach be like straight up like that and tell you like you're not gonna play, or just kind of be like vague and like you're just wondering why I'm not playing?
Nah, for sure. Honestly, I've had coaches personally who are, they're direct.
Yeah.
And I've had coaches who are like very like non-confrontational, who beat around the bush. And you always want a direct guy, like even in life, like you wanted someone who's direct with you to gonna tell you straight.
Yeah.
But obviously too, like you don't want it like that, like where it's like, hey, like for no reason, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but again, I always appreciated, like, again, like I say, like one of my favorite coaches of all time was Laurent Guyot, who came to like TFC a little bit later. He became the technical director and then he started coaching the second team. But he was like a no nonsense guy. He played in League 1, like he had over like 200 games for like Nantes, you know, so
Damn.
big player. The coach like the French national team, like I think U21s or whatever. But like he was like elite level. Obviously he was joking around with guys, but like when it came down to business, like he didn't like mess around, you know. Like I remember when I made my debut for like the second team because he was a coach. I was 17 years old and we were playing in Richmond, and the day before the game, you always do game day -1 training, and it was like pouring rain, like muddy, everything. So we were playing like small sided right before like the training kind of finished, and a ball came in like on like kind of in the air, and then instead of going for like a diving header, I did like I kind of like dove and like hit it with my knee. The goalie made a save, whatever. The guy stopped the whole training, and he's like with his accent, he's like Yeates, Yeates. And for my last name, he's like you don't want to dive? I was like, I mean, I could have, you know, but I just didn't. So he would just throw me the ball. He's like, dive. Like do a diving header over and over. So I did one, the goalie saved it. I did another one, I missed the net. And then I did the third one, I scored. He starts clapping, and I swear I'll never forget this for the rest of my life. The guy grabbed the ball on the ground, and he wiped it on my face. And he said like, this is the game. Like, get comfortable with it, you know.
Dang,
I went
that's
to-
hard.
I went to
cold.
wash my face like 1,000 times right after that. But I was a 17-year-old kid. I'm like, yo, like honestly, like this guy's crazy. But yo, like I respect that, you know, because like
Yeah.
he's someone who, like again, like he doesn't shy away from like giving you two straight, you know. And again, like he's a proper coach. Like he didn't like rip me, you know what I mean, like in a brutal way. But again, like he kind of taught me a little bit of like a lesson. Like yeah, like you're playing in the rain, but again, this is the game. Like don't be scared of mud, you know. Like don't be scared to dive to get dirty, to get like ugly, you know. So that's one guy like who I always respected, and again, he was like a direct coach, so one of my favorite for sure.
All right, guys.
That's how you teach a lesson.
No, so we actually he ended up going back to France, I think, to be because again he has some family stuff going on, but now he's coaching in France. I think he's coaching in Ligue 2
Oh
Okay.
shit,
Nice, nice.
for sure.
That's how you teach a lesson for
For
real.
sure, no, like that's like
You
it's
need a
crazy.
lesson. Talk
Yeah.
to you, man.
I could use some lessons on the pitch. But that Danish experience, was that your only experience in Europe?
No, so I was at FC Twente for a bit.
Oh, in Holland.
Yeah, no, and they were quality, man. Like
Tell
they
us about
were
that.
Good. So again, that was right before I went to Denmark. It was kind of like a training stuff, but like we were doing rondos. Again, I was with the second team. I trained with the first team, I think twice, but we were doing rondos, or like even like this small sided possession. The goalies would join us, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to kill it now, you know. Bro, these guys were crazy. These goalies, man. Like they didn't lose the possession once. Like obviously they weren't in the drill running around. They were on the ends. But they didn't lose possession once. You can see their technical ability. Like they're like wrapping their hips, like to control the ball. Like I'm like, yo, these guys are quality. That's when I just knew, like, yo, Europe is different. Bro.
Yeah.
And again, like we would do, like it was nice. Like we'd go in for training. Like we would warm up, you know, quick warm up, possession. Let's go play some games. Again, let's do some good drills. Let's play. But again, like yo, that level was like, it was good, man. It was I'm not gonna lie, like I wasn't prepared enough like for that training. But like after 2 days, boom, like right after I caught up, and again, like you could see the quality. Like you, and again, there's guys now who I train with that they're like doing it big now. Like one guy just signed like a long-term deal with FC Twente, like one of the top like Dutch center backs, like upcoming talents or whatever. Another guy he
What's
played,
his name?
Bro, you know these Dutch names are crazy to pronounce.
Something Van.
But again, if you go on like their profile, like FC Twente, you can
Yeah.
see like he has nice veneers, full sleeve, center back, you know.
Is he Brazilian?
Nah, he looks like he can look Latino, but again, like he's I think he's from Singapore, you know, like his family.
Oh,
Ah, okay.
But then even like another guy, he played for FC Twente for like a couple years, the first team. His name is Ramiz, but he's playing on the Algerian national team now, and now he's on PSV.
Dang.
Oh,
So
sick.
he made a big move.
Baller then.
But yeah, so no, that experience was crazy. Like that's when you just know, like, yo, Europe is just a different level. Like even like the again, I was compared TFC to everything because that's what we grew up with, and again, TFC was elite level, but Europe is just different. Like even like lifestyle. Like the guys who are training, like it's so much more intense.
Mm.
And again, like it's not like in a negative way where like guys are getting on you, but like it's just like it's an obsession over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but again, it was definitely good to like set me up for Denmark for sure. But no, it was good.
Mies Hilgers.
Say again?
Mies Hilgers.
Yes, I think that's him. He has like a nice spiky hair, right? Yeah. That's him.
Indonesian, eh?
Yeah. But I remember he was like young when we were training. 'Cause I think he's 02, and he was like on the academy team, and he would come and train with the second team like, a couple times. I'm like, yo, it's good quality. Then I think like 2 years later, I saw him like playing with the first team. I was like, yo, remember that? That guy looks familiar, you know? I'm training with him. I'm like, yo, like now he's doing it big. But nah, like he's like I think he's like a big talent for them for sure.
Jeez.
But, yeah.
Crazy.
Did you have anywhere else that you ever went to? Any other teams?
Again, I could have gone when I was younger. Again, when I was 11, I went to Newcastle.
Newcastle, eh?
Yeah, I went to Newcastle, and I should have stayed, but obviously my family wasn't trying to move.
Yeah.
'Cause they wanted to keep me there. 'Cause that's when I first started getting my Italian passport.
Mm.
So I went there for like 2 weeks before I went to Italy. Again, even in 15, I was invited to go to FC Groningen,
Oh shit, eh?
but obviously with TFC, like you weren't kind of allowed to do that. So like, yo, like cut that off.
You weren't allowed to do that.
Nah, I swear, like we were like ready to,
Really?
like a couple of us were like, I was like ready to leave. They pulled me into a meeting room, like, yo, where are you going?
Nah, it's like
Yo.
that.
Really?
Nah, it's true. Because again, like they kind of taught us, like, listen, like, obviously you don't pay for anything here, but yo, nothing's free, huh? So like we cover everything for you, like travel. Like every year we pay this amount of money for you guys, each as individual for players. So like you can't just like leave the academy and go to another team. Like that's not how it works. Like you gotta, if we even agree to it, we gotta get a training compensation. 'Cause that's when the training compensation came into play and stuff, like with
Yeah.
FIFA. So I was like, yeah, Like, oh, I didn't know that.
Like, I can't go to Europe.
And again, like, I'm like, yo, like, bro, Europe's everyone's dream. Like, if I have an
Yeah.
opportunity to go, like, you should let us go, you know. But again, like, everything's a business, so
That's
yeah,
crazy.
like from there, like, we kind of just got cut off from doing that, and then
Damn.
obviously stayed from TFC from there.
Do you think you were ever like trapped at one point when you were playing for TFC? Because you hear stories, especially MLS. Some of these clubs, they won't let their players go out, like you just mentioned.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, yeah,
Nothing, no stories from you, because I'm sure there's some
not for sure. Like,
touchy
again,
topics.
to be honest, if I like to talk, it's okay. But no, again, like at that point, like it was kind of like we all knew like you're not going to Europe unless like they agree to it. You know what I
Right.
mean? And again, like a lot of times, like especially because of the 2000 age group, like they didn't want to see the 2000s leave. You know what I mean? So
Golden generation.
like we had a couple guys who had like opportunities. It's weird though, because some guys got the opportunity to go train, like they were allowed to go train. Some guys didn't get that opportunity, or like they weren't allowed to. But yeah, like we had a couple guys like who were like had like something lined up to go, you know. But again, like they just when it came down to it, they're like, no, that's not happening. Especially for our age group again. Like I don't know why, but again, like for me, I looked at it as like good business. Like, you know, like you're a club that is producing so many players. Send them where they need to be in Europe, you know. To,
It's
like,
only
look
good exposure for the club.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
again, I always looked at it weirdly, but I mean, again, I don't understand the full economics of it. So
No,
But yeah,
for
like-
sure. Because, yeah, we saw, like, even, like, Jaquil Marshall,
yeah,
younger than you, 04. Bro, Arsenal were calling his name, Liverpool. And, like, yeah, well, obviously we heard maybe some stuff behind the scenes that, yeah, maybe he wasn't allowed to go, but that's crazy,
nah,
bro.
for sure. Like even again, like when we were 17, obviously Iowa was like killing him with the national team, obviously doing residency, and like all those guys were getting exposure because they were playing in like Nike like friendly. So they were playing in, like Nike tournaments. They were playing in like so many different tournaments. So like you play good 2-3 games, you're gone, you know.
Yeah.
So he was getting so much exposure to the point where like I think he had an option or like he had a move like lined up in 2017, but obviously that didn't happen. So they kind of locked him up there. But you know, obviously again, like he had a good career with TFC for sure. But nah, of course, like you see that a lot, like where you think like, yo, this is the right move again for both parties. Like you get money out of it. Obviously, again, he's a homegrown. You didn't pay for him, you know. You get exposure. You know, you get good business out of it. So again, for me, it always made sense. But again, for whatever reason, like, it never happened.
So maybe Jonathan David had the vision.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know who told him this early on, but I wish I had that. Maybe it was his agent. Maybe I wish I had that agent at the time. But I think again, like I had the like the Raven vision of the Denmark, but he had it years before with like academies, you know. So he knew like Gloucester's not gonna hold him back. You can't legally, you know what I mean? So he's like, nah, I'm good, man. I'm over here. Like
So-
I don't care to play with like lower guys for now.
That's true.
Yeah.
So you guys had like that time off because the seasons in Europe and in North America are different
Yeah,
times. So you couldn't. Would you be able to get like a loan for 6 months to another European team and then come back? Or that's not allowed either.
When I was at TFC.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like again, like because we never signed until like a lot of us didn't sign until like later on. Like again, during the academy days, you saw some guys, again, they got the opportunity and like they were allowed to go train like in like the winter time. So like I think it was like when we usually finish like late November. So you would see guys going for like 2 weeks in like December, you know, like to go train. And again, it was just weird because again, some guys got the opportunity to do it, some guys didn't. You know, because again, like we all had opportunities to like go train. Because again, we'd always play in like showcases in like towards the end of the season, where like we'd go play against obviously other MLS teams in like Florida where it was hot, or again like European teams would come play too. You know,
Yeah.
so like, a lot of us always got opportunities to like we like what we see like come train or whatever. But again, like no one like they wouldn't let like loans happen. I only know one guy who went on loan. It's like Luke Singh. He was signed like. He signed to a TFC 2 deal, and then automatically he went to Denmark on loan to Brøndby to their academy. But yeah,
Big
like,
club.
yeah, no, for sure.
Okay,
crazy.
so quickly touch on what were the differences between UConn and Oregon State?
I mean, definitely the quality of football at Oregon State was just way better. Like the coach like knew what he wanted to do, like how he wanted to play. It's funny because like I call him like the pep of university. I had a meeting with him just to, like speak to him about like certain stuff, and when I walked into his office. I'm telling you, like he had a full desk, right? You didn't see a piece of wood because it was all books that were opened up,
Okay.
and like he was just like learning about the philosophy or whatever. So, again, he had like a style of play that he wanted, and again, it was like Man City at the time. We played like a 3-box-3.
Damn.
But again,
Okay.
it was just so weird too because again, like I went there. Obviously, I'm a midfielder, like an attacking midfielder, creative midfielder. But our striker, like our main striker, was injured at the time. So they asked me like, "Yo, like we can see the way you play." Like you can fill in that as like a false nine kind of
False
deal.
nine.
I'm like, yo, for sure. Like obviously, I'd love to play. Less defending for me. You know what I mean? So I went there and played there for like maybe 2 months at the 9, sometimes in the midfield as well, as like in one of the 10 positions. But then it was weird again from there. Like our striker came back from injury. Instead of us switching, he was playing the 10 and I was playing the 9.
What?
Damn.
And I was like, what's going on, man? Like,
Were you bagging goals? Is that why? Or-
nah, like, I was scoring a couple here and there, you know what I mean? But again, like in a false 9 like kind of role, like I just wanted to be involved with the play, you know. So I was sometimes I was dropping too deep, you know. But again, like you can see like the difference in like the quality of like play. So like you can see like, yo, this guy's, it looks like he's playing on a position where like the 9 who's playing in the 10 should just be, because again, he's just holding his position, you know. He should just be holding the line. So like it was just weird. I'm like, yo, let's switch. He's like, no, chill. The coach is gonna start screaming or whatever. So again, like honestly, again, the quality was good, and we had players who can play. Like we had one guy, Sofiane Jafal, like that's one midfielder I was looking at. I'm like, yo, this guy's quality. He's like, he came from France, you know. He's a year older than me. He's a 99. That's my boy. But like yeah, we had good quality players, and the West Coast was like a better conference for sure. Like we played against UCLA, we played against San Diego State, Cal Berkeley. So again, a lot of like good quality players, like a little bit more like Latino-based players. So it was definitely better, and again, a little bit of a better setup in terms of like less gym work.
Yeah.
You know, for sure. Like no milks, no extra salt packets in your Gatorade. But no, like again, I do say I enjoyed my time at Oregon State more than UConn. Again, I was there for a little bit longer, but then once COVID hit, I was like, yo, I'm out of here. I can't like just stay here. I
Just
couldn't-
dipped out?
Yeah, I couldn't like isolate, because I did finish my like the year like
Yeah.
school wise, but again, like I was just thinking like, yo, like if pandemic hits and like you can't move, you can't leave, you can't travel, bro, I don't want to be here. I'd rather be at home. You know what I mean?
Yeah. for real.
So yeah, I quickly left in like March, but again, I finished all my school online because everything was online anyways. And then again, when I heard that like the year would get canceled as well, like the next like soccer year, I was like, yeah, bro, I can't not play. Like again, like, I'm trying to go pro, so
Yeah.
like this, you guys got it, you know. So I'm out of here. But yeah, no, definitely Oregon State was a better setup for sure than UConn.
And then you go back to TFC.
So yeah, at that point, again, after that I went to Europe.
Uh-huh.
Because again, I had opportunities in France and Italy. But so with France, I was actually with my coach Laurent Guyot. He was in the 3rd division of France. But again, France is like one of like the countries, but also leagues that's like more about physicality.
Yeah,
you know?
true.
So I remember the first 2 days we're training, we're playing small-sided games, and me like I want to go get the ball from the goalie. I'm like, you go put the ball down so we can play. Again, we're playing small-sided. The goalie puts the ball down, and he puts a long ball. I'm like,
In the small side.
in the small side, I'm like,
Come
what
on.
are you doing? You know what I mean? I'm like, this guy's crazy. You know, so again, like we just start playing, and then I just see the quality of players. Like there's quality midfielders, but again, the main players on the team were like the wingers who are like, you know, like African guys, just
Yeah.
strong and physical, like kind of rough around the edges, but like and just physical guys, right?
Yeah.
So again, I go to my coach. I'm like, because again, we're close. Like you know, he's been like me for years. I'm like, yo, like Laurent, like what's going on here, man? Like this guy's playing a long ball in small sided games. He's like, yeah, like you know, this league is it's more of again a physical league. You know, your style is you want to play with the ball on the ground. You know, it's nice and sweet, but you're not gonna see that too much here. I'm like, okay, you know, so I'll just use this as training to like prepare me for Italy, because again, I was going to Italy in the next 2 weeks anyways. So then I go to City at Chi. City at Chi is good level as well, but again, because it's like prime COVID, like we train one day, 3 days we wouldn't train.
What?
So then
What club was it at?
it was oh my god, what's her name? Grosseto.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't even know if they're still in City at Chi, but yeah, like they had one guy, sorry, he was like 28 at the time, number 10, who played on Inter. He was a big Inter talent. But so yeah, we trained for like a day, wouldn't train for 3 days. Then we go training again for 2 days. I'm like, yo, this is blessed. This is good. You know? Didn't train for a week.
A week.
So then I go to the beach. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm gonna do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, so I get on a bus and I go all the way to like the coast of Italy. Just going to the beach. I'm like, yo, like I'm looking at the water on a hill. I'm like, yo, what am I doing, man? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm here to train. I'm here to play. I'm here to sign, and I can't train. You know? So again, like they talk to me like, yo, listen, like we like you. We want you to stay, but obviously this is the situation. Again, we train one more time, then they shut everything down. I'm like, yo, listen, like I'm just done with it, bro.
Tough
I'm done with it.
timing.
And then it's funny because like legit 2 days later, when I'm about to leave, I get a call from like my agent gets a call from what's his team, man? It's in England. They play in League One now, but they were in League Two at the time.
Okay.
Colchester. I think
Oh,
okay.
Colchester. Like, yo, look, we want to sign him. Like we want to get him over here or whatever. And I don't know why, but I was just so fed up with everything with like COVID.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I'm like, it's not gonna happen, you know? Because I'm gonna go there, we're gonna train for a day, and then like we can't sign right away. You know what I mean? So I told my agent, like, listen, I'm done with it, you know, like, mentally, I'm just gone, you know? So that's when I went home, and then I went back to TFC, because I spoke to Bill Manning, and it's like, yeah, like, we want you back. And I went back to TFC from there, and then, yeah, sparked back up.
And then tell us about that first team debut.
Nah, honestly, yeah, like, that was a dream, I can't lie. But again, playing in Cincinnati, a man down, like, bro, we're getting
You came
cooked,
on with a man down?
We got a man down in the first 3 minutes of the game. So I'm like, in my head, I'm thinking,
Who
like,
got sent off?
Ralph Priso.
This guy.
And he got sent for such a rash tackle, man. I was like watching it, and again, TQL Stadium was crazy. Like that stadium, because it was brand new at the time. Wow, I'm like, yo, this is beautiful, man. You know? But I'm watching the game, I'm just seeing him run at this guy. I'm like, yo, slow down. You know? And I just see him clip him. I'm like, oh no, he's gone. He's gone. And again, it was it was like a rash tackle. So like 3-5 minutes in, I'm like, yeah, this game is over, man.
Yeah.
Because again, they have Luciano Acosta, they have big names, man. I'm like, yeah, this game's done. And then in my head, I'm thinking like, yo, I want to play, but I don't want to play. 'Cause I'm not gonna touch the ball, and I want to touch the ball. You know what I mean? I want to play. I want to show what I can do. But after like 60 minutes, Bob Bradley screamed my name, get on. I'm like, okay, let's go, let's do something. Like, you know, in your head, you have a little bit of delusion. You're like, yo, you can still do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was the score?
We lost 2-0 or 3-0, something like that. But again, it was already like 2-0 when I come on.
Did you know you were gonna play that game?
Again, I had a good feeling I was gonna play.
Yeah.
You know, I had a good feeling. But again, like when I saw the red card, I was like, this guy just killed my debut. Killed my debut.
That's the worst.
So I get on with a little bit of delusion. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna cook something right now. You know, get on. I'm like, you know, I'm like telling Bradley, yo, give me the ball. I'm telling Bradley that, you know, I'm like, yo, give me the ball. Bro, I told you, I get on. I touched the ball twice, I think. Nah, I think maybe like 2-3 times. We connect a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, but then I'm just doing fitness. I'm doing
Just cardio,
fitness. Like, I'm not even getting the ball. You know what I mean?
Damn.
And I can't even lie. Like, I'll be real, bro. I got rainbow flicked in my game.
Nah.
But it was quite
Really?
okay. Yeah. I got rainbow flicked. But yo, it's because
Find the clip, bro.
I went to go defend as a right back. Like I went to go cover my right back. Who
Yeah.
also made his debut. Again, we're just defending so much. I just wanted to show like, yo, like this guy's an engine. You know what I mean? So I go defend, and it's this Brazilian like wonder talent from like back in the day or whatever. I'm like, yo. But the thing is too, I was on the sideline, the goal line, and he's doing it into the box. So I'm like, yo, I'm gonna knock this guy out. You know what I mean? What's he doing? I'm trying to do this on my debut. I have the debut crest right here. And I'm like this, yo, I'm about to like elbow this guy right in his face. But I'm like, yo, I'm in the box. If I get a penalty and they score, yo, my career is finished. Not just with TFC, with soccer and like in general. So I'm like, you know what? Like, do your little thing. I just bought him a little bit and then nothing came out of it, so it's okay. But then yeah, so like that was my debut. Again, it came out as a loss. We got wiped down, but again, just fitness. But then luckily, like I played again with against Vancouver. Again, we lost that game too, but again, it was nice playing with Pozzuelo, with Bradley, with Oso and stuff. And again, I got like, I think I came on like around the same time, like with 30 minutes left to play. And again, but again, like, we were actually like playing. You know, I was creating like a little bit of chances here and there. That was a good experience for sure, but I never got that BMO field game, man.
Nah, eh? No home game, huh?
Crazy. And there was a perfect situation for me to get called up too, but the problem is, Bob Bradley didn't like my style, man.
Nah.
I knew it from right away.
You like your style?
American, man. Pace and power.
Yo, I'll tell you honestly, like we had when they came in, like Bob came in and they had his assistant coach was Mike Sorber. Never heard of the guy, but again, he's a big coach. Again, so we would do rondos, and again, at this time we have like Aro Jr., we have Pozzuelo on our team.
Aro Jr.
We had like flavor guys.
Yeah.
We're doing rondo, but they're like no flicks, nothing, like this pure technique, like in step,
Just
like don't
pass.
even do
What?
outside the boot type of passes.
Come
like,
on,
behind.
bro.
Gosh.
So I get the ball from Aro. It's a terrible pass, but it's like kind of going out of the grid. So me, I have to adjust. I have to go back. I can't go back that way. I have to go this way. So instead of like doing trying to run out that way and then twist my hips to do inside the pass, I do a little flick. I'm like, yo, like, and I'm like, woo, you know?
Yeah.
Mike Sorber's like, no flicks, Yates. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
And then I do it again, like, again, it's just muscle memory. I do it again, like 2 minutes later. Again, I'm not trying to, but like, yo, it's just like I have to like save the ball and like do something creative. You know, that's just how my brain works. This guy's like having a fit. He's like, no flicks, man. What are we doing? I'm like, okay, yo, what's going on?
Bro, how are you gonna limit the flare, bro? I don't get it.
That's
Like,
crazy.
I understand like the technique part, but like, bro, chill. Like if I have to improvise, like you can't. That's what I'm saying. You can't
That's
kill
football.
the
You have
game.
to
Yeah,
improvise.
yeah.
That's the problem with the game now. Like yo, like there's no creativity anymore. Like there's no like individuality. You know what I mean? Like, but like that's too systematic. Like, you're telling me like no flicks, like,
That's
in like a
crazy.
rondo.
That's
My ball supposed to be a certain
That's
way.
anti-football.
Not even in a
swear.
game, in a rondo,
And
bro.
a rondo, like imagine telling that to Boswello. He's looking at you like, are you crazy?
Imagine-
Or like
In a
Jovinko.
training session where like you're supposed to make mistakes and learn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it was only two because like again like I didn't do it to like show off. It's because that's the only thing I could do creatively to like save the rondo, keep
Yeah.
it going. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I'm like, yo, like I'm like, okay, coach, no problem, you know. But then again, we just go into games like I'm doing like a little bit of like you know when you see guys do like a little bit of a double movement, like you make a
Yeah.
pass, you go here, and then you run this way.
Yeah.
Bro, these guys were not having none of that. So like
Jeez.
right away, I just knew like yeah, like okay, their style's old school.
But you
Just
can't fake
run-
the guy.
No, like bro, I'm telling you, like it was like robotic, like this play. And again, like the training too was like we do like maybe a rondo, maybe one possession game, and then just go play, like just go play with Bob Bradley. I'm not gonna lie,
Ass.
it was bad. It was a bad time. So we just play and like, bro, this guy would be saying like, "Give it to Michael, give it to Michael." You know,
To his son?
I'm like, yo, this is nepotism, bro. This is crazy. You know what I mean? So I'm like, again, I
He's
was
the best player.
like, it was crazy. But again, like, I just knew right away, like, my style, like, didn't suit him. Because again, like, as a midfielder, he just wanted, like, an engine to just go crazy.
Yeah.
But, like, me as an 8 or, like, 8/10, like, I'm a guy, like, I want to stay in the gaps. Like, I want to, like, you know, roam a little bit. But again, like, I want to play, like, with the ball on the ground, this type of stuff. So I just knew right away, like, when he saw that, like, I wasn't, like, a super physical guy, like, getting stuck into crazy tackles with guys, you know, and, like just running like a madman with, like, no head. I just knew right away, yeah, like, it doesn't fit. And then again, like, they even told, like, I spoke to the GM. Because again, like he was like really pushing for me to like potentially sign or whatever. Because again, we had conversations all year, and again, he just told me, yeah, like listen, like if it's up to me, something else. But like because of like who's in charge or whatever, and like how things are being run, like obviously like the style just doesn't work. So that's kind of like why I decided to go to Pacific. I was like, yeah, like I gotta like obviously like go for first team football. You know what I mean?
Play.
So again, when I knew that, like, okay, Bob's in charge, like I'm not gonna thrive here, man. Because even before too, like when Chris Armas was in charge and then he got fired.
Yeah.
And then the Javier guy took over, a Spanish guy, you know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
you know, he wants to play. Right away, I was getting called up more with the first team, like, getting involved. So, again, like, I knew he liked my style, and he told me, like, yo, listen, like, oh, a quality footballer. I'm like, yo, so sign me, bro. But again, like, he had, like, no say at all. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it was just bad timing for me, man.
Yeah.
Also, the
Bad
thing
timing.
with Bradley, no one thrived under Bradley.
That's true. Like, I don't know.
That was a bad time.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, yo, like, with all due respect, like, he's someone who's, like, known, like, around the world. Like, when Jaquil went to, like, Liverpool and Arsenal or whatever, he
Yeah.
was telling us when he came back, he's like, yeah, I was talking to Mo Salah. He's like, yeah, Bob's your coach, huh? He's a good guy. Like, Mo Salah saying that about Bob. I was like, yo,
Damn.
like, he's well
Damn.
connected, you know? And obviously, he's been around the world, like, he's coached. But, I mean, what I was just seeing, I was like, yo, like, it's a bad setup, man. Bad setup.
Were there any like players in that first team that like really surprised you in training? Like, yo, this guy's neat.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie, Pozuelo was crazy.
Yeah.
But like, again, like, when I was 17, I was training with like the golden generation of TFC. I was with like Jovinko, Altidore, Vasquez.
Ooh.
Yeah, what a player.
Victor.
Like, I looked at these guys, I'm like, yo, bro, you guys are too good. Man. Like, how, bro? And again, Vasquez, like, honestly, he could barely move too. Like, he would just jog, but like, he just saw things like, bro, 5 seconds before you even thought of them in your brain. You know what I mean? Obviously, that's La Masia, but
Yeah.
like even Jovinko, like that guy was disgusting.
Different level, eh?
This guy was wearing like ankle socks, like to train and stuff, and tempos.
No.
He trained for like 20 minutes, go inside. But again, when you saw him train, like, yo, like, you can't go near him. You can't go near him. And even Pozuelo, like what you saw on the pitch, he was the next level, man. Next level.
Damn.
Crazy for
That's
sure.
different, bro.
Yeah.
European talents.
What was the level like when you played in those MLS games? Was it like, whoa, like
Nah, again, like it's just flying so much like quicker. Like obviously
Yeah.
everyone's technical. Again, like you see some guys who are still like rough, like maybe it's more like athletic, especially because it's MLS. But again, like everything is flying at a faster level. Like you have to like know what's going on like before like if you're trying to like make your mind up on the ball, you're already done. You know what I mean? But again, especially like playing against like Cincinnati, who was like really good at the time, and being a man down, like honestly, I can't really judge that game too much because again, like I was trying to chase Acosta,
Yeah.
couldn't get near him, you know. But like with Vancouver, again, that was a better game for sure to judge. Like, and you can see like again, I always say it too. Like I can for sure play at that level, you know. And again, like even playing those games, like I can showcase like yo, like you know, you're doing well. Like you can play for sure. But again, like everything's just like it's just quicker. Like everything's
Yeah.
quicker. And again, like this way more clean. Like way to pass, what foot they're passing to, you know. So again, it's such a small like margin, such a small difference, but like it makes a huge difference for sure. Like when you're playing the game, even when you're training too.
100%? Yeah, it's crazy how just like a coach or a system could just
Bro, I'm telling you.
really change the direction of everything.
I'm telling you again, like even just like stunt some guys from like doing what they should do. You know what I mean? But yeah, like one coach can come in, bro, raise up the team, and then another one can just come in and just go right back down. You know?
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Tough to see. It's tough to see. But obviously, you ended up taking your talents to CPL,
Yeah.
Pacific for a bit. Now back home at
Mhm.
York.
Yeah.
What's it like to play at home, bro?
Nah,
You're
again,
back.
like it's funny because they asked me the same question when I did my video with York, but like it's just like different motivation. You know what I mean? Like you're playing in front of like your fans, but you're playing in front of like your family like constantly too. You know? And obviously, again, you want to represent the hometown to the best of your ability. And again, like you want to put on for the city, they say. But again, because it's York and it's like the York region, but it's like honestly 10 minutes from my house. So it's like, yo, this is literally like my team, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's my club. Like if it was like, if the league was around like 10, 15 years before, like at the same time as MLS, like, bro, York would be huge, you know what I mean? Because again, like,
Yeah.
the culture it had, like obviously TFC grabbed it up early, but like the culture York region has for footy is nuts. So like obviously playing on the home team, it adds like a little bit extra motivation and like pride, you know, for sure.
Yeah, and we'll be topped in too. We're gonna be there. So
100%, yo, 100%. We're gonna do good shit this year.
Let's
So I don't
get
fucking
it.
swear, my bad.
No,
You
that's
can do
what
whatever
you
you
gotta
want,
do.
man.
So you're going for the trip this year.
Nah, 100%, man, 100%. Like obviously York's been like steadily inclining, you know, and doing well. But this year now we're getting like a lot of local guys who, you know, who
I
have quality,
seen
you know.
that.
So we're for sure pushing for that. You know, we're trying to take it away from Forge and Calgary. You know,
Yeah.
top two teams.
It's York
For sure.
season, man.
100%.
I want to ask you, who is the best player you've ever played against?
Ooh. Let me see. Against, I'd probably say again when I was watching like Luciano Acosta do was crazy. But also too on the national team level, like we played against who did we play against? I played against Arriaga. Again, with Trinidad, we played against Honduras in September of last year. And that stadium was crazy, but we played against Arriaga, who's in, I think he's in Spain now. So he was in MLS with Minnesota, then he went to, I think, like Serbia. Then now he's in Spain. Bro, he was different as well. Like, he was crazy. But no, I think for sure, top talent for sure is Luciano Acosta, for sure. That guy's crazy. Like, my boy Sofian was telling me that he played, he grew up with Chelsea, and he's playing in USL now. This same guy said that Luciano Acosta is the best player he's ever played with.
Really?
And he
Damn.
played with Hazard and stuff. I'm like, yo, this guy's
What?
nuts.
What?
I'm like, yo, this guy's, I swear to God, I'm like, I was having an argument for like 30 minutes. I'm like, yo, this guy's brain dead, man. Like, you're playing with Hazard and Willian, all these guys every day,
Yeah.
Fabregas, and you're telling me Luciano Acosta's the best player? He's like,
mad,
yo, what Acosta does in training, bro, like, yo, it's mad. I'm like, yo, you're... It's 'cause I know Hazard doesn't train, you know? He's like, he's unlaced, you know what I mean? But, bro, like, are you crazy? Like, don't ever see that, like, craziness again, bro. But nah, he's a different level for sure.
And you're a Chelsea fan.
Big Chelsea fan.
How'd you become a Chelsea fan?
Bro, honestly, I don't even know, man. Like, obviously, I loved like Milan too because again, like my brother's a big Milan fan,
Yeah.
and obviously too, like you just watch what's like my Italian family just watch more of those games. But again, like around like 10, 11, even like 11, 12, I just started watching Chelsea a little bit more. Again, I was a huge Juan Mata fan,
Juan Mata.
and when I saw him just playing for Chelsea in those like peach boots and Mercurials, like yo,
Yeah, those are the
in that
best,
10,
bro.
like, especially that Champions League season when they were wearing like those blocky numbers and then those peach boots, those are the best merch ever. Oh. Man, this guy's crazy. And then I watched Chelsea win Champions League. I was like, yo, like, just flying Harry, those guys are crazy, man. But then again, like from there, I was like, yeah, like I was a blue man for sure. Now we're in tough times, but it's okay, whatever. You know?
I still top four.
Yeah.
You're okay.
I got Cole Palmer.
Yeah, nah,
Decent.
he's crazy, even though he's a little, you know. Brain doesn't work too good, but yo, he's crazy.
On the pitch, it works, bro.
100%, yo, it's a visionary for sure.
But Hazard's your guy though?
Nah, like,
Who's your
honestly,
guy?
Again, like I always say, like yo, growing up, like yo, Ronaldinho was like everyone says that, like yo, like that's like that's why you fall in love with footy.
Yeah.
You know, just seeing his horse teeth and smiling all the time, but like his crazy skills. Obviously, I think Messi's the best ever.
Yeah.
But yo, Hazard, like yo, obviously you're watching my team and but like, bro, what I was watching that guy do in terms of pure football, bro, nuts, man. Like, and at one point, yo, he's top 3 in the world, I think.
Who's better, Hazard or Neymar?
I'm not gonna lie, obviously David is better. You know,
Oh, okay. I want to see.
I'm not gonna be crazy, but
Ain't
Hazard's
delusional.
crazy. Nah, Neymar is crazy.
Wait, so
son, yo.
prime against prime, Hazard or Salah?
Bro, I hate this debate. Yo, Salah is just like he's a stat man. Like when I watch him play, there's times where he has like his skills, you know, like he dribbles past 2-3 mans. Of course, every winger's gonna have that occasionally. But when you watch him play like as a winger, bro, he's in the highest position out of the front 3. He's always just staying up, just doing this, you know, give me the ball. But like even like when he was playing like in the early years with Liverpool with Klopp, like you can see he's so far inside. and obviously that's good as a winger because that's like the direct path to goal.
Yeah.
So again, like he's a stat man for sure. Like he's one of the best stat guys in the league of all time, of course. But again, if you're talking about footballer and like ability wise, prime wise,
Yeah.
I take Hazard all day. But again, like if you want to win a game, okay, you choose Salah for sure.
Okay, so help describe this because we have this debate a lot.
Yeah.
Like, what is a pure footballer? Because I'm kind of on the same side as you. It's like, yeah, I would choose Hazard over Salah. He's a better pure footballer. But what does pure footballer mean?
Nah, it's just a guy who's like you can see the technical ability is there, but also like the knowledge, like the ability to like. Again, even if you're a winger, midfielder, striker, whatever, like pure football is just like you have the ability to just breeze past a player or two players easily. But again, like you can pick out any pass you want. You can again shield the ball in any way it comes, or like you can bring the ball down any way it comes. You know what I mean? And again, it looks smooth. You know what I mean? So for me, like when I claim a pure footballer, it's like you can do everything like on the pitch, but again, like you can do everything easy because again, like it's just natural for you. Again, Salah is like obviously a crazy footballer, but again, like you just watch him, you see the little unorthodox. You know what I mean?
He
Like
doesn't fill you with joy like Hazard does.
he doesn't have that like you see. Like, I always say there's something wrong with left footers. You know what I mean? Like they have something about them where like they're all crazy. You know, but like you just see like with Salah, it's a little bit different. Like it's just more like again, he probably learned this later on in life, but like it's more like just direct. And again, it's a little bit more unorthodox. Where like you see guys like Messi, like again, I'm not gonna talk about Messi, but like Di Maria, like Paulo Dybala, they're just smooth. You know what I mean? Because they're like lefties. But like Hazard, like I can do anything. You know what I mean? And again, like you have guys who talk like, bro, you have Curtis Jones, Salah's teammates saying, yeah, you know, like,
Yeah, I seen that.
like Salah's, you know, you're gonna win. He's gonna win you the game, but bro, it's Hazard for me. And,
Yeah.
like, that's crazy to
That's
say. Imagine
mad,
that.
bro.
Yeah, I heard that, bro. That is
What?
crazy.
And he's a
Friend of the
Liverpool
pod,
lad
huh?
too, bro.
Huh?
Yeah, he's a
Friend of the
local
pod.
Liverpool guy, bro. And like, imagine that's your like Salah's like your idol, not idol, but like that's your team's god.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're training with him tomorrow. Yeah, for me, it's Hazard. It's the best player. I'm like, yo, this guy's. But again, like that just goes to show, like, yo, this guy's like elite level.
Yeah.
And again, everyone tells you, like, even I think, like the way people talk about Hazard is crazy. Like Mourinho said it, Zidane, like he said, I consider him with like Ronaldo and Messi. Again, even Pep Guardiola, like everybody, the way they talk about him, Henry, the way they talk about Hazard is, they know, man. Like you just know pure footballer.
Yeah.
Just know pure.
Yeah, so
footballer.
you're saying like Salah's like a stat patter, efficiency guy.
Yeah, he's again
Like
like,
effective.
he's like a modern day, like they say now, he's a modern day footballer. Like, yo, like I'm just going for goals and assists. That's all he's going for. You know, like
More
he's,
robotic.
yeah, he's shooting from like the byline, but again, he's just roofing and it's going in. You're like, I think that's the last goal he scored against Ipswich. This guy brings the ball down. He's on the byline here and just smashes it. Like, anybody would think the cross, you know. But again, like, yeah, he's just robotic. Like he's just programmed now to score. You know what I mean? Like he's just programmed to score. But again, he's also getting crazy assists. But again, like when you watch someone take over a game, like he doesn't have that. You know what I mean?
But I see the way you said it in the beginning was good. Like Salah's gonna be on that wing spot, and when he sees like a counterattack, he's gonna be making that run,
Yeah.
trying to get that ball through. Meanwhile, if Hazard and Chelsea want to counterattack, Hazard's coming to collect the ball.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hazard's like, give me the ball.
Like,
Give me the
everything's
ball,
going
I'll
through him.
take it.
Yeah.
Salah's like, send me the ball.
Like, don't get me wrong. I think every good like winger, they have the ability to do that. Like to just think,
Yeah.
think more direct. You know what I mean? But again, like it kind of kills the joy of being like a creative footballer or like a creative winger. You know what I mean? Like if Neymar chose to be direct, bro, who knows what his numbers could have been? But again, like he's not gonna be that because again, like he wants to influence the game in all aspects. You know, that's how Hazard was like at Chelsea. Can he be more direct? For sure. When you have guys like Fabregas in your team, like just providing you the ball. Again, Chelsea was crazy at the time too. You know, he could be more direct for sure. But again, like he's a guy who's gonna solve your problems. You know, like give me the ball and I'll run two, three guys, then connect with Willian or Diego Costa. You know, to go score a goal. Whereas like again, the ball, Salah's like like as soon as they win the ball, he's just running. Like it's not give me the ball to feet and then I'll go like do something. Sometimes yeah, for sure. But again, it's more so, and then he's in behind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he's just focused on that net, which is again like is elite level.
Yeah,
but
you want that too, but
yeah, he's like a strike. He has striker's mentality. You know what I mean? Like
Pretty much a striker. Yeah.
yeah. And again, this is the way where he plays on the pitch. Like I see him like 70% of the time on the inside of his fullback. You know, so
His announcement though was like the coolest thing ever. This guy tweeted, "I'm signing with the Champions League winners, bro,"
Yeah.
and signed for Chelsea.
Hazard, yeah. Remember that.
Mad, bro.
it's crazy. Man.
Remember that.
I know. I wish he won that Champions League, man. I would have. I mean, obviously, he won it with. I think he won it. Yeah, we won one with Madrid. Obviously, didn't play. But like, man, I wish he was there, man. Because again, when I was watching Mata in those days with like Oscar and Ramirez, I was like, oh my god, bro.
And Torres.
Torres. Ooh.
David Luiz was back then too.
David Luiz was crazy back then as well, man. Like he was nuts. Like
Right.
Chelsea was crazy.
I
bro.
still remember that Oscar like finesse shot outside the
Ooh,
box
against
Juve in
your
the Champions
squad.
League, bro.
Around
Yeah.
Pirlo, he's not gonna move.
Nah, Pirlo's like he's like a standing pole, but you know what I mean. Like, again,
Nah, that
like
was
just doing that at that speed, I was like, yo,
Yeah.
this guy's, and he was like what 20? Like,
He was
2?
young.
Or,
He's
like,
young,
21
bro.
at the
Like
time?
21, 22.
Yo, this guy's nuts. I'm like, yo, this guy's crazy.
Then he went to China, bro. Cashed out.
I mean, again, man, like he
You
chased.
gotta feed your family.
He chased the almighty dollar, you know what I mean? For sure. But you know, could have had 2 more years in Chelsea, you know, and
Yeah.
in Europe. But again, I understand, you know, when they're throwing money at you like that, for sure. And you
Yeah.
see it we see it with Saudi now too, you know.
Yeah.
But nah, Chelsea fan for sure.
Did the way Hazard's career pan out disappoint you?
Yeah, I was sad for sure, man. Like obviously, I was happy to see him go to Madrid because like that was his dream,
Yeah.
and obviously the way he did it when they won the Europa League. But like, I just seeing him injured, I was like, yeah, and seeing his belly hang out of his shirt. Like, oh, man, this guy's-
Eating all those burgers.
I'm like, I felt bad for him. I'm like, yo, this guy's. But again, like he was just making so much money. Probably again just stops caring, you know.
Yeah.
But again, like he should have done way more. He should have stamped himself as like a Real Madrid great. You know what I mean? So obviously he was unlucky, but it is what it is.
Tough.
Yeah.
I want to touch back a little bit. Obviously, you end up switching your national allegiance.
Yeah.
Play for Trinidad. How does that come about?
Nah, so honestly, bro, I'm not even gonna lie. I never even thought about Trinidad because obviously, like, but you barely see them playing games and stuff. You know, obviously you
Yeah.
see them in qualifying, whatever. But so when I got to Pacific, like that's when I first started playing like first like division football or whatever. And I got a call in like October for like, the Nation League game. The coach is like, "Listen, like we want to get you over here. Like we've been seeing what you do. We've been following you for years, but like we want to get you over now. You know?" I was like, I don't know, man. Like just chill out. You know what I mean? But then I just thought about like the national team with Canada. I'm like, yo, honestly, like again, no delusion, but like obviously, if I felt like if I was playing at a higher level and like I got to that level like a little bit quicker, give me a couple years, I can put myself back into the Canadian national team like roster for sure. But again, I was just thinking about like 2026 World Cup. Obviously, again, just getting more games and like more like exposure with like national team level games playing against like big nations like Honduras and Costa Rica and stuff. So again, they call me again. They're like, "Listen, we want to get it going for like World Cup qualifying in June for like 2024." And I was just thinking like, I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. Like, let me get my passport. So that process kind of like came about within a month. I went down there to get my passport, everything. Started playing games, and that's been good so far for sure.
That's fine. What's that environment like? Obviously, probably a different like system. Like obviously opposed to Canada. Like, what does that look like? Like
No,
the
I mean,
resources.
Yeah, no, resources for sure are different. You know what I mean? Again, like this is the environment too, because like Trinidad is known for like a very like party, laid back culture. Again, that's Caribbean style. You know what I mean? Like, very like laid back. So when you get there, you see guys are just cracking jokes. Like, you know, guys are just having fun. Obviously, guys are serious when we're training, but again, like, bro, I'm like hearing the guys talk, and like these guys are cracking jokes to like the staff, like making fun of them. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like that would never fly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the jokes they're making are like, yo, like they're pretty like intense jokes, you know. But again, like I was just my first camp I was there, I was just dying of laughter the entire time, you know. But again, like you see, like there's obviously like there's like a little bit of a gap of like quality where like there's like certain guys I know who should be playing on the national team and maybe aren't getting called up right now. But I mean, it's good now. We have Dwight York as our coach. So
Legend.
Oh shit, eh?
Big
Man, you legend.
Yeah,
Damn.
big legend. So like right away he came and started talking to the strikers like, yo, listen, this is what I need, man. Like, this is what I know. So like we have like a good coaching staff too. So obviously like now we played Saudi in December. I was over there. But again, Saudi's a good team, so we lost to them. But again, like we have games coming up, I think against Jamaica next month for like friendlies, and then we have more like qualifying games in March.
Proper.
So yeah, like honestly, I hope the team like does well. Obviously, I want to make that World Cup. So,
Yeah.
but again, no, it's been good for sure. Like to be able to have like international games under my belt, and obviously playing at like that kind of high level for sure.
Yeah.
It's good for my career, and again, it's good for exposure.
Do they treat you differently because you're Canadian?
Nah, obviously not, because like again, they don't joke so much with me because obviously like they think maybe I don't understand like with the accent, but like my dad talks the same way, so like I know the accent well, you know. But
Are you the only like one like
foreign
has,
guy?
like, that came from like different nationalities, like dual nationalities as well, like.
Yeah, no, there's like two other guys who like get called up sometimes. Like one, I think he's like he was born in France,
Oh, okay.
but like moved to the U.S. for a bit, and then there's another guy who he's actually American, but like his parents are Trini.
Yeah.
So
Similar to you.
yeah, but yeah, so like I think I'm the only one who's like played for a different national team like growing up.
Oh, true.
Because again, like the first time, like this is he's a Canadian boy, you know. I'm like, yo, chill.
Yeah.
Just in youth, you know. But nah, again, like everyone's cool. Everyone's super friendly. Once like that's how football works. Once they see you play,
Yeah.
you're good. Like you're stamped. So
Facts.
Nah, it's been good for sure. It's a good environment. It's funny, you know. It's laid back, but again, it's definitely different to like TFC or like with higher up like nations and stuff, you know, resource wise. But
That's a lot, bro. So is the goal 2026 World Cup qualify? Because there's more teams this time around.
I mean, there's a better chance of making, you know what I mean, with Canada already in, Mexico already in, US already in. So, man, I'm praying to God, you know, we make that because I need to play in a World Cup. I said that from like when I was like 10. I was like, yo, I need to play in a World Cup. I failed two like youth World Cups with Canada. So I'm hoping that 2026 might be my last chance, man. So I'm hoping.
Good luck, bro.
I appreciate it, man, for sure.
I have one more question. What's your nickname on the streets?
My nickname when I was a kid was like, I was mad young, was like Bingy. It was my dad.
Yeah, that's what I was really going for
My dad used to I don't know what the hell that means.
That's what I want to know. What does that mean? But I guess you don't know.
Nickname in the streets.
I swear I don't know. Like, yo, like, cause when I was mad young, like my dad would be like, yo, Bingy. And like, that's what like people would hear, that's what like some of my guys would start calling me now, like sometimes as a joke, you know?
Yeah.
Again, I have no clue what it means. Like I never knew what it meant.
Never asked your dad?
I'm gonna ask my dad tomorrow. Like, yo, like by the way, like what does this mean? Because a lot of people are asking, you know. But like obviously now, like everyone just calls me Yeates. Like it's my last name.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So one more thing I want to touch on, bro, your fashion brand.
Yeah, man.
How'd that come about? Why? Like, what's the story? Tell us about it.
No, I've always been a big fashion guy. Like from young. And again, my mom was like super into fashion as well. So like she always dressed me, my brother like elite, like growing up and stuff. So again, like as I was younger, like again, I was just watched like certain fashion things or like I just gravitated towards clothes. Like when I was growing up, like any little bit of extra money I had, I was like gonna go buy clothes with it, you know? So again, like in high school, like I like to dress nice and stuff because I didn't have like a uniform.
What were you rocking in high school?
No, again, I was pretty simple, you know. Like I wasn't wearing designer or whatever, but again, like I had like nice Nike stuff, like had like good streetwear stuff.
Yeah.
Again, like I had Zara a lot of the times, you know. Even again H&M, but again, like, it was just well put together.
Yeah.
So then again, like as I got older, like I'm just like, yo, listen, like, I mean, it's super saturated now. Like everyone has a clothing brand, but again, like I'm more into like, obviously I made tracksuits or whatever, but I'm more into like actual like fashion. So again, it was just a passion of mine, like, and obviously it's a good thing to like have, obviously like outside of the game as well, like outside of the pitch. It's good to have like a hobby. So if I can translate that into like a little bit of a business, for sure. But yeah, like I've always loved clothes and stuff. So obviously again, I started with this, but I'm gonna be turning that like this year for sure. Like I'm putting like more energy, like more capital into it for sure. So you're gonna see like a lot of like nice streetwear stuff, again like high fashion stuff for sure.
Proper.
I love it. Is there like a baller right now that inspires you fashion wise?
I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot, but one guy who has clean style is Joe Willock from Newcastle.
Really?
He's like his style is crazy, but again, it's not too loud. Like you see like a lot of guys just wearing like full LV print, Gucci print.
Yeah.
So again, they're just blowing money like that. But again, like you see Joe Willock, he has like good like classy style. You know what I mean? So he's a top guy for sure. Even a guy like Leal, he has good style. You know, good streetwear style.
Yeah, you rock with Kunde or no?
Oh yeah, he's crazy too.
He's
But, like, some
extra
stuff
with
is-
it, but
he's
yeah.
too
It's
much.
a little weird. I don't wearing like I don't do the high heel stuff. You know? Like he's wearing heels and stuff.
I seen him in a dress that one time.
Yeah, yo, that was crazy. I was like, yo, what's this guy doing? But like, obviously, like, that's the thing too with sports now. Like, even like in football, like, you see guys just like going super crazy with it. Like, one guy in sport who's nuts is Shy.
Yeah. SGA,
He goes
man.
crazy with it,
Like, I'm
bro.
not gonna lie, I save a lot of his stuff on my IG, man. But like, you see like a lot of it. It's like guys are just trying to go like too overboard with it, and I know it's not their style. I'm like, yo, this rock what you want to rock for sure, but like let it match your style. 'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
you don't need like the Gucci head to toe.
yeah, like you're just looking for it. See what I mean? So like with Kunde, I'm like, yeah, like he obviously has a stylist for sure, as a stylist. But like I know a lot of his stuff is himself. But like, bro, don't wear no dress. Like, you know what I mean? Like, come on, like you're going to a match too. Like you have to look like a warrior. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause, like if he was playing back in the day when Dre was like on top, and like you had guys like Sergio Ramos, seeing that, like, yo, this guy's dead, man.
Yeah. Different times, bro.
Nah, now football is like, I'm not gonna lie, like it's 50% fashion, 50% on the pitch, you know? And
Yeah.
you see guys like who are
It's
like,
a runway now into the stadium.
Yeah, bro.
yeah, everything's like it's like a design thing, you know? And again, you see guys who are like less focused on footy too. Like you guys see like guys like Boyce Keane, like he's like a rapper now or whatever, you know? Even like I was raps. I'm like,
Yeah, bro. I see that.
I'm like, yo, obviously, again, like I say it too, like you can't like fully be focused on like footy all the time for sure, because you need like a little bit of a mental break, unless you're Ronaldo, you know. But like again, like bro, like I mean, you're not like it's a problem. Like rappers want to be athletes, and athletes want to be rappers.
Facts.
You
Yeah.
know?
Facts.
Obviously, you can find a cool blend, but I'm like, bro, what are you doing having a launch party for this album? It's terrible, bro. You know. But like.
After dropping like a stinker on the weekend.
Yeah, like now he's starting to score a little bit more with Fiorentina. He's like, bro, I saw one clip of this guy on TikTok. He's just she posted on his page. He's just shielding the ball. Like the ball came up to him and he's putting his ass into a guy like Lukaku does, and just shielding it. and the ref calls a foul. He's like doing this.
And he has his music as the background.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
One of them aura edits, bro.
Yeah, and then you just see him flashing like with big chain chosen one. I'm like,
Come on, bro.
go score a goal and then okay, you post whatever you want. You know what I mean? But
It's all for the gram nowadays,
yeah,
bro.
it's bad. Like even that's what I was gonna say too about Chelsea. Like,
Yeah, bro.
bro,
Mandem
Chelsea, they call him
FC.
Mandem
Mandem
FC,
FC,
you know?
bro.
Like you have guys doing this in the tunnel to the camera. Like, bro, like these guys are like obviously everyone's young.
Yeah.
They're goofs, you know. But like, bro, everything's for the gram. Like,
Yeah.
like we lose in a stupid way to Man City with that stupid keeper in net. Oh my god.
Sanchez.
Bro, what a dummy. Oh my god. You guys posted the story like, oh, Holland. I'm like, yo, but this goalie's mentally challenged, bro. Like, this guy's a clown.
What do you think? Like, like the Mandem are probably like in the chain in like their circle. Like, yo, bro, this guy's a waste, man.
No, for sure. They're
Ruined our freaking match, bro. Man, what the frick?
I can tell you for 100% with the London guys, like Nani and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Man,
Sancho, bro.
Yeah.
idiot, bro. But then they don't care like to the full amount because, yo, they're all getting bread.
Yeah, bro.
And they're
too much.
guaranteed for like a decade.
Yeah,
to
bro.
play, you know what I
Till
mean?
2030,
Like,
bro.
that's first of all, that's the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. But then again, like, they don't care. Like, you see, like, they lose like that. And then a man like Noni Madueke is like in black and white on IG.
I've seen that,
he's, like, celebrating his goal. He's
Yeah.
like, that's the result we wanted in it. But like, it's calm, bro. Next week. That's the problem. Like, there's no one to like kill these guys. Like, you know, be like, yo, you're a goof.
Slap him.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like, bro, that mistake. Oh my god, bro. I
Yeah,
swear I
the-
was screaming,
That was
bro.
rough,
The
bro.
long-term contracts might be hurting for the motivation because it's
For
like, yo,
sure,
you're
bro.
set for time. You could break your leg tomorrow. You're set.
Yeah,
for,
man.
like a
Imagine,
decade.
imagine what Haaland feels, bro. 9 years.
Oh my god, 9-year contract. That's the same with Jackson, bro. The man's playing until 2023. And I signed that last year. Like, bro, first of all, that guy's horrible.
Bro, I don't know why he didn't shoot on his left foot during that game,
Bro, I'm
bro.
not gonna
I
lie.
was like, what's this guy doing?
Bro, I always say it. If I'm a coach or like I'm a manager or even like an owner of a club, I'm walking into the dressing room and say, yo, I don't care if you guys sign a deal. You guys are done with this club, bro. Like, you're not playing no more. Like, bro, like what are you doing? You saw even like John Obi Mikel said it. He's like, bro, you're an effing striker, bro.
Yeah,
Just put
bro.
your foot through. If you miss, okay, at least you tried. But we're praying you to score goals, and you're over here taking touches and passing backwards in the box.
Yeah,
that was
Like, what are you doing? But again, to like the long contract like portion, like unless you really want, like, say you're not playing, right? Unless you really want to play and like that's all you care about, and like then you will like agree to the club to like leave. You know what I mean? But again, guys who don't really care, they just care more about the money and the lifestyle now, because that's mostly what it is. Like,
Yeah.
but just imagine, like, yo, I'm on $100,000 for 8 years. Like,
Why would I leave?
Light work.
if I don't play for 3 months, like, bro, I go to sleep
Soft,
sound,
bro.
bro.
Soft.
My $100,000 bed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
It's light.
again, I don't know what they're doing. Like, Chelsea started the trend with it now, and like you see like 5-year contract, which is okay, which is a lot now too, because like usually it used to be like 3 year,
Yeah,
4
3
year
years, 4
max.
years, yeah.
You know. But obviously, you saw Holland sign for, I don't know, crazy money, 9 years. Again, he's set for life.
Yeah.
But
Now you guys want Garnacho.
I don't know why we're like what.
You still have my boy Kendrick Pius coming in still.
Yeah, like,
Esteban
we have, like-
coming.
like,
Yeah, Brazilians coming
Yeah,
in.
Andre Santos going off at Strasbourg.
Bro, there's probably a Brazilian who hasn't played yet. Chelsea's probably gonna sign him, you know. But no, like,
Crazy.
I don't know what this Garnacho deal is. Like, you're gonna send Nkunku, who's like, okay, yeah, he doesn't play in the Prem, but he's like one of our top goal scorers right now in all competitions.
At conference
Like,
packs, bro.
And you're gonna go. That's true. But you're gonna go get Garnacho. Like, what is that? Like, we don't need
You have
more
Sancho
young guys,
already.
bro. We already have Sancho. He just drags the ball. Again, he looks like a winger who doesn't want to score, like, which is crazy to me. But like, we already have Sancho. We have Druggy guy who's gonna come back soon. We have Nani. We have Pedro Neto. Like, we don't need guys. We don't need more young guys. Like, we need someone who's standards.
Experience.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we brought Sterling in, but again, he's a yardie. You know what I mean? So like, he's not gonna care. But like, we need guys who come in and like actually like gonna influence the team, and again influence the guys like mentally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I honestly to God believe that like Cole Palmer motivates the team, and like I probably doesn't even speak English properly. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what I mean, bro. You know what I mean? What? You know?
Different type of Harry Kane.
But like, our oldest player is Tosin, and he's 27 years old,
Jeez.
That's
Bro, that's a young
and he just
team,
came
bro.
from Fulham. Like, he doesn't have the experience we need. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
crazy.
But yeah, Moise Keane is like, that's the first guy I seen. I remember a few years back that was dropping mixtapes on his Instagram of like player mixtapes of himself, of his highlights.
Yeah.
I never seen that before him. Like, I thought that was a hoop thing.
Yeah.
And then I seen Moise Keane. I'm like, wow, like that's different.
No, again, it's like, everything became all about Instagram, because again,
Yeah.
you're trying to grow your personal brand, which I get it, but like, bro, if you're dropping mixtapes, like, I'm sorry, like, leave that to the YouTubers. You know what I mean? Who, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, what are you doing?
You'll find one of you.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
There's comps of you all over.
Yeah.
bro, like, you don't need to post yourself. You know what I mean? Like, again, like, and even too, like, everyone's posting like the off season like grind, or like
Yeah.
the lifestyle. Like, they're going with like 10 minutes of like lifestyle and like 10 minutes of training. It's cool. You know what I mean? But like, bro, like,
A full
Instagram-
highlight tape?
bro. Like, yeah, what
I
you
never
doing,
seen
bro?
that before Keen.
Like, you're putting your own bio, like, yo, like, I'm 5'10", 60 pounds.
Scout
Like, bro,
Nation.
come on, bro. Like, what are you doing? But again, like, it's the next generation of footballers. Like, he's my age, but like, I don't know, man. Again, like, everyone's heads all over the place, you know. So, again, he's having like album release parties, but like Travis Scott. Like, nah, but we're crazy, bro.
100%.
Crazy.
But man, I feel like we could go forever.
100%.
Obviously, like it's a great chat, bro.
Nah, for
I want to
sure.
give a big shout out to Yeates too, because he dropped off merch, a la mode, his merch for
Yeah,
all the
man.
boys on the panel right
Yes,
now.
sir, yes,
That's
sir.
love, bro.
Gotta get
So
my
you
guys fitted,
you
bro.
guys better show love to his brand,
For sure, appreciate it. Man.
100%. But yeah, I appreciate you coming through, bro.
I appreciate you guys for having me for sure, man. It's been a good chat. Again, I've been wanting to do this, so I'm happy we did it finally.
Proper.
But nah, I really enjoyed it for sure.
You got to come through again sometime.
100%, bro. Maybe some point halfway, maybe no, when the season's done.
Gotta
can-
focus, bro.
We can chat about the season, you know.
We don't want you to get, you know.
Maybe I'll come with a medal.
unfocused.
You know what I mean?
Ah.
Maybe it could be a good chat for sure.
100%. Plug the IG though, like let them know like where you could find you and find the brand too.
My IG is Steffen Yeates, STEFFENYEATES, and then for my clothing, it's ALM Garms. ALM Garms.
Yeah, it's fire. Got the crazy tracksuit on. It's live. I'm gonna get fitted up after the pod, so
For sure, yeah.
like I can't wait. So
I
but
got
guys,
one more question.
Yeah,
actually.
ask.
The last question we ask everyone that comes by. I know your answer, I think, but Messi or
He
Ronaldo?
said it already.
Nah, it's Messi. It's
Messi.
Messi. I think again, like if you're talking about like what the man did and like just for like how long he did it, Ronaldo's crazy for sure. Like and again, like he's like the aesthetic guy that like guys fell in love with when like young. Obviously now like not so much. But again, like what Messi does, again, like, I say Ronaldo's more of a complete footballer in terms of right foot, left foot, header, like physical ability. But again, what Messi does is like that can't be replicated. Like you can have someone come in and do what Ronaldo did. You know, you see it a little bit with Mbappe. But again, what Messi did, like, and what he does is like, bro, that's not normal. You know what I mean? That's something's wrong with you. You know what I mean? I swear, like something has to be wrong with you. Obviously, he had his growth problems, you know. But again, like, I don't know. It's not like on this world. Like,
out of
it's
this
not
world,
from this
eh?
world, man. Like it's crazy. And again, like he blessed Lamine Yamal, you know.
Yeah,
Big
bro.
Lamine. I swear to
Baptized
God,
them, bro, pretty much.
yo, I swear to God, that's why Lamine is nasty.
Has
That's
to be,
why
bro.
it-
Has to be.
That's how you know we live in a simulation, bro.
I'm telling you, like, yo, people are chosen from God, like, yo, like,
100%, bro.
and then God sends his soldiers, like his top
Yeah.
elite, to like, yo, like, go do something with them too. You know what I mean? Like,
Crazy.
bro, the man's.
Man got blessed by freaking Messi.
Bro,
Take
like,
that in.
are you crazy? The man wiped his bum and shit.
Yeah.
Bro, come on, bro.
Is he a future GOAT, Yamal?
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. They're saying he's like top 5 in the world right now.
Knock
He's
on wood, bro.
Man's 17.
No injuries, nothing.
That's mad.
But again, I think one thing with Lamine, he's crazy, but obviously he has to stay
Grounded?
grounded. He has to stay humble. Again, it's so cliche to say this because now I feel like an old player now, you know. But like it's true. Like he has to like maintain what he does and like he'll have a good balance. I seen like 2 games ago, the ball's coming out to him on top of the box or like on the side of the box. This guy's trying to do Rabona crosses, you know. And,
Yeah.
Like, no one else is in the box waiting like, yo, like, come on, what are you doing?
Yeah, he's trying too much.
You know what I mean? I get it. Like, you know, he's trying to channel that inner Neymar. And again, he has the ability for sure. Like, no one's doubting that. But obviously, like, you don't want to see a guy like who has everything and then just fall out of nowhere. You know, like, you've seen it with a lot of guys. So, but not for sure. Like, if he maintains his level, he's
Just
gonna be
basically don't go down that Neymar route. He did.
What do you mean?
Nah, you know what it is? Like, yo,
What
everyone
do you
says
mean?
like,
Disrespect my guy
bro.
like that, bro.
everyone
What do
says
you
it.
mean?
Everyone says it like, yo, like Neymar didn't fulfill his potential. Like, yo, what are you guys talking about, bro? Like,
Speak on it, bro.
bro, Neymar is like, bro, elite. He's top 3 in the world. Like, again, probably not now, obviously. You know what I mean? But like, bro, Neymar was playing against Messi and Ronaldo. You know what I mean? If you take those guys out of the equation, he's by far the best player in the world. By far. You know what I mean? Again, what he did, obviously, should he have stayed at Barca a little bit longer? Maybe. You know what I mean? He wanted to get out of Messi's shadow. You know, individuality, of course. But again, the way he plays, again, complete footballer. Like, I think he's the best Brazilian ever.
Pure football.
Like, but nah, like, bro, I mean, people saying he wasted his potential. Like, bro, what do you mean wasted potential? Like, all he didn't win was his own Champions League at PSG. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But again, man, like that guy is crazy.
World Cup
speaking
2026,
today,
bro.
bro.
See how many pros do we have to bring on to bring a real opinion on Neymar?
Bro,
Because
again,
these guys are Neymar haters. This
Yeah,
panel.
for real?
No, I'm a
Oh, yeah,
Barca.
shit.
I'm a
Okay,
Barca
okay,
hater.
okay.
Yeah?
Yeah,
you
shake
Barca?
your head.
I'm
Barca
Barca. How
hater.
am I a Neymar hater?
But why Barca hater?
Because these guys.
Jealous, bro.
Oh, you're a Barca fan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's
yeah.
too many here.
Oh, you're a Barca fan as well?
Nah, I'm a
Let's
Oh,
go.
Barca fan. Really? Yeah. Nah, but again, like, bro, Neymar is
I'm just cheesy left. That's why.
nah for sure. I mean, like, he should have stayed. You know what I mean? But like, maybe an extra year, an extra 2 years. Again, Messi was saying like, I'll help you. Obviously,
Yeah.
again, but Messi's gonna be the best no matter where you go. But like Neymar, bro, like the whole prince who never became king, bro. He's competing against Messi and Neymar. Like,
Yeah,
bro. You have Messi playing in MLS and still, bro. He's playing in MLS, but he's still like he shows his ability. Like, you know what I mean? He went to MLS or whatever, went to the World Cup. Look what he did. You know what I mean? So like, bro, it's not none of this prince who never became king. Like, obviously, he has that Brazilian sickness where like like you like to party too much. But again, like that's life. That's part of like the game as well. That's part of like the Joga Bonito style, you know. So
You're not wrong.
for me, bro, Neymar again. Take Messi and Ronaldo out. Neymar's the best.
Okay, so other question then. Neymar Hazard.
Nah,
Yeah.
Neymar's better.
You guys not paying attention to the ball,
Nah,
bro.
Neymar's better for sure. Neymar's better for
Bro,
sure.
Neymar was
I gotta
just
hear it
unlucky
again.
because he had to compete with 2 anomalies, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like you take those guys out. Like, bro, imagine Neymar. Like you put Neymar like what he was doing 5 years ago, but again, you put him in that situation now. Bro, you think Mbappe? You think Vinicius is even in the conversation? Bro, please,
That
bro.
guy out of my
Like,
face.
the fact that like everyone's like, Vinicius is the best player in the world. Like, don't get me wrong, like he had a crazy year, but again, like if you look at the stats, again, I'm not a guy who like firmly believes in only stats, you know. Again, he was doing crazy stuff, but like, bro, Neymar was doing that times 10, man, and that's what he did for Brazil. Like, bro,
Different level, bro.
he was
Caring.
he was a top goal scorer for Brazil at what age? Like what, 25, 26? You know what I mean? So the man's crazy, bro. Like if he didn't have to compete against those guys, bro, like you probably say he's the best ever. You know what I mean?
Different story, bro.
For sure.
Do you think he's done? Like, is he going to be playing in the next World Cup? Because I don't think it's happening. I think he's done.
Nah, I think he's gonna be. I mean, he's going to Santos now. They did a here we go.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think he goes to the World Cup. Again, if he does,
You don't think he goes to the World Cup?
Again, unless he's fit, like if he's fully fit playing all the time, for sure.
The comeback's going to be hard.
But again, I think because again, like he's played like 4 games in like a year or whatever.
2 games, man. 2
Yeah.
games, bro. 46 minutes.
He had a
or
bad
whatever.
injury.
Crazy. But yeah, bad injury for sure.
Yeah.
But I think he's gonna fall a little bit more in love like now he's back in Santos.
Yeah,
'Cause obviously,
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, like Saudi, like I was there for 5 days, and you could just see the environment. Even though you have all the money in the world, the environment's tough to like thrive in. You know what I
Really?
mean, if you're not used to that kind of life, and obviously with Neymar, I mean, you have access to everything over there, but like we know what he needs. Like we know Neymar needs freedom and like facility around him to like enjoy his life. You know what I mean? So for sure that was a bad period, but again, like I think he's gonna find a little bit more love again and like a little bit more enjoyment being back in Brazil, like put on a show again. But again, if he stays fit, I think he goes to the World Cup, but not at full capacity. Like I don't think he'll do like as well as we want him to do.
So you think it'll be like a Cristiano at the last World
No,
Cup?
no,
pretty
no,
much?
no. That was a poor point display. Cristiano, I'm not gonna lie though. Yo, I love Cristiano, but yo, he needs to leave the Portuguese national
Facts.
team for sure, bro. Because then what he did at that World Cup, bro, the man was just standing around like begging for crosses, just looking like a
And
fool.
then gets
on the
cheesed.
field. Yeah, and then he's crying, like bro, like I'm not gonna lie, that like crying saga was despicable, like bro. That's so bad, like. You miss a penalty, bro. Like you're the biggest penalty taker in the world, like probably ever. You know what I mean? Like you bag penalties. You know you scored so many at such a high level and like for like high like competition games. You do that. You look about your mom, like say, and you just bust out tears. Like no, go win the game now, bro. You know what I mean? Like you're Ronaldo.
You're
like,
the captain, bro.
you're and you have Dallo, bro. Like it's okay, man. It's okay. Nah.
Bro, don't
When I
touch me,
saw
man.
that, I was like, yo, this is despicable, bro. Like despicable.
I couldn't believe it, bro.
Nah, like
He ended up scoring the penalty though afterwards.
nah. Again, he redeemed himself, but like.
Game wasn't done either,
Just,
bro.
just do this, like you know what I mean, like this. But
Yeah.
like, bro, that was crazy, man. Like, nah.
He's,
And again, like,
he's extra, man.
like we know he's a crybaby, like he's too like
Emotional.
emotional and passionate. But bro, that was bad, bro.
Yeah, that was
That's
crazy.
bad. Like you see that from like U12, like when he missed penalty, you know. But again, like that, like
That's fair though. Like if I see Neymar come back to play for Brazil and seeing he was detrimental for my team, like
Yeah.
Ronaldo was, then yeah, I'm gonna have like different opinions. Like yeah, maybe he shouldn't play, but when I see Neymar play for Brazil the last time, he's still the best
No,
player
for
on
sure,
the team.
for
Obviously, it's
sure.
been time he's been injured, but especially if I'm seeing Vanney Jr. do nothing for Brazil, Rodrigo do nothing for Brazil, the midfield trash,
yeah,
Rafinha the only one turning up, then yeah, like I want Neymar to start, of course,
No,
and
for
be the
sure.
main focal point
for sure.
until someone else steps up.
Again, I think because again we know Neymar's ability, like regardless of if he's a little bit fat or whatever, like an injury, with his ability he can come into any team and just like I'm the guy, like you know what I mean, like Vinicius. So no matter what you're doing in Real Madrid, you're not doing what I do for Brazil at least, because again he has a different pride for Brazil, of course. But again, yeah, if he's fit and again you're playing well in Brazil, I don't care, bro. Go to the World Cup and play, go ball. But I was thinking if I see you on pitch like you're taking the piss and stuff, okay, that's a different story. But again, like Nah, what Ronaldo did was be sick, boy. Like again, like if I see Ronaldo play the next World Cup,
Nah,
He is.
Bro, he'd be like
He'll be-
40, bro.
He'll be
Oh,
there, man.
He'll be there.
but if I see him start with that band around his arm,
Hell
throw
nah,
up,
bro.
bro.
You throw up.
Hell nah.
And, I pray to God that the Trinidad national team makes it. I'm gonna have a chat. I'm like, yo, listen, brother.
What if you play against Portugal in the World Cup?
I'm not gonna lie. Yo, give me your
Nah,
jersey,
bro.
brother.
Yeah,
What?
exactly. You'll be freaking shaking.
No, I'm not gonna lie. Like I'll be like, yes, like Ronaldo. But then when I think I see him on the pitch, I'm like, yo, if I let this guy score, or like not me, but like if we let this guy score and we have like young guys who are strong and stuff like that, don't get me wrong, Ronaldo is still like a lunatic fit guy, you know.
Yeah.
But like, nah, like in the box is a killer still. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the movement is crazy, but like, nah. There's no way. Again, like the quality difference is gonna be there for sure. But again, if I see him in that World Cup and he's having another stinker and I see him playing 90 minutes, bro, like I'm gonna be disgusted.
I think we'll see all three of them: Messi, Neymar, and Ronaldo.
Yeah, no, I think again we'll see Messi depending on this MLS season, we'll see if Messi plays. Cause again, honestly, I think like Messi, he wants to play, but again, I feel like he's at a point where like slowly he's like,
Nah, he wants to play. He wants to rock those.
Kind of
three
done it
stars.
all already, you know.
Yeah, probably.
He wants to rock the 3 stars.
What else is there to
Yeah.
prove?
yeah, like he literally said like,
No,
yo, what else can I
next World
do?
Cup.
Yeah.
Because again, if you go to the World Cup too, and then you get like say you get eliminated in the group stage, like yo, like you messed around, bro.
Yeah.
Like you always want to go out on a high, you know what I mean? So like
That's facts.
obviously you want to represent, you want to play, but well, be aware like what your team looks like, you know what I mean? Because you never know, you can go out on a sour taste, on a sour note, man.
This Argentina team been getting old, so
Exactly, and again, everyone's like, yo, they're gonna run it back, I'm like, no, I don't know, man. Like you have guys like Martinez. Again, everyone who plays for Argentina, when they put on that Argentina badge, they're different
different.
beasts.
Yeah.
But again, you have guys like Romero who's been out for a long time.
Otamendi's.
Otamendi's out. You
Yeah.
have some guys who don't even play in Europe anymore. They go back to Argentina.
Yeah.
Then you have Martinez, like the
Di Maria's
goalie.
done.
He's slowly declining. Di Maria's done. You know, you have Julian Alvarez, who's like, he's still good, but again, you don't know what he's going to do. You have McAllister, yeah, but again, most of the team is old, you know? So,
It's hard.
yeah, I don't know what they'll do
See.
again. But, yeah, man.
We'll see what happens, man. 2026. Maybe we might see you there.
For sure, man. For
Yeah.
sure, hopefully.
Be a movie,
we
bro.
will see him there.
Let's
Put
get it.
Put it into the
be
universe,
crazy.
man.
But yeah, appreciate you coming through, Bo. Guys, show love to Yeates, show love to his brand. Great chat. We gotta have you back soon.
For sure, 100%, man.
Drop a like, subscribe, follow, and we the culture, man.
Be the culture,
Culture, man.
Peace.
Later.
Later.
Whoa.
Oh, bro.
Fire, bro.
Proper.
Big chat.